Hey, what up everyone? I'm Sinnycool and this is Gems of War. And today we're going to be doing the Vault event. Vault event, baby. I think that's what you should be doing. I do. I really do. But, hey. If you have any questions about PvP, definitely we'll answer them and we can go over that as well. New dragons, terror, whatever you got for the 7.3 update, we can go over it. But I'll mostly be doing the Vault event. I still do check everything else that's going on. I don't just go straight to the Vault event usually. I mean, got XP booster. Probably get that as we play the Vault, so yeah. I'll just let that happen naturally. Adventure board, check it. It's got gems. I'm gonna do that. So let's do that real fast. I like gems, you like gems, we all like gems. Let's get some gems. Working on Geomancer now. I finally got Death Knight to 100. Which is pretty cool. Now I don't have to mess with that anymore. And I haven't picked my next one yet, so I just picked one that I knew that I had to do. 50% start, Geomancer, good class. Useful class at least. Maybe not good class, but useful class. So I picked it before, because I haven't gone through all the kingdoms. That's what I usually do. I'm not going to do that on a Vault weekend, so I just picked Geomancer. I knew I still had to level it. I knew 50% start. I know, like, Chalcedony, so if I can get it to 100, that'd be great. Sauna's here. Tyrion's here. Stella. What up? Stella is Smella. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It's good. I'm going to get it one day, so I'm allowed to say that. But if you already have it, you're not allowed to, because you already have it, you know. Just kidding. Let me set everything up here. Got that. Refresh. Well, yeah, I was going to show you the Death Knight at 100, and I forgot. Alright, there it is. Look. Woo! Did I even put a talent on 100? Sometimes I forget, see? So this is one of those cases where there's nothing good on 100, so you might as well just go to 70 and then switch to something else, unless you're going for a kingdom power. So like here, nothing good here. It's one of those classes. Frost Mage is another one that 70s where the good stuff stops. Another example of a soft cap. I need to make that video so 200 people can watch it. And then it goes away forever. Elementals gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. Mechs, allies gain 2 armor per turn. All undead gain 2 armor and magic when an ally dies. That's stupid. All those are dumb. Let's do Lord of the Storms. Got Geomancer on. Let's do this adventure board. It's got gems. I like gems. Gems of War. Gems of War. Hit that like button. Let's get more people in here. I'd really appreciate it. I gotta jump into the chat so I can see everything. Let's go to your channel. Your channel. Got that 69 right now, I think. 7,069, baby. We finally made it. We were on 68 forever. Taking me like twice as long to get. Like, I used to get like 100 a month. Now I get like 50. It's alright though. I don't really worry about subscribers too much. Nothing really happens after a certain point. Unless you can get to 100,000. So the difference between 7 and 10 or 7 and 15 or 8 and 9, it's not a big deal. It's not like you make more money or anything or whatever. Live chat. Alright, we got Sauna, we got Tyrion, we got Trey with the gifted. Thank you so much. Running out there, getting the thing started. It's a little bit rusty, but we did bring it out for an extra drive the other day, so we can't count that. That doesn't count. That was extra. We, like, tried to start it that day. It was just, like, raining or something, so we tried for a second, and then we ran away. So that doesn't really count. We were trying for an extra ride on the train. But Trey running out there trying to get it started. Appreciate that. Good morning. Mike Sheard says, got any of the new dragons? I have one. I got Comet? Comatulus. I got Comatulus. I always want to say come for some reason. Kieran says, I just got it this morning, a few days late, but I'll live. Yeah, you got it before thousands of people. You're fine. You'll be okay, I think. Livewire. Masked Bishop. Hello. Thank you, Sana, running out there trying to help Trey get it started. Taking that rag out, pulling his pants up, and wiping it down. Trying to see what's up. What's wrong with this thing? Alright, getting these gems off the adventure board. Don't forget. I know there's so many distractions and so many new things and so many shiny things and so many starry things and so many dragons and pets, but don't forget your little gems you can get in like 5 seconds here. And then dungeon, of course, you gotta do that because you want Dragonite, especially if you don't have Stellarix yet. You gotta go look at the dungeon real fast. I think I'm gonna choose a new set of doors. I'm gonna wait until I get a perfect on the current set of doors I'm picking, and then as soon as I get a perfect, I'm gonna switch to something else. It's complete RNG, at least it's supposed to be, but the ones I'm picking, I swear, there's a little bit more weight on traps. Especially door 2. I feel like door 2 has an amazing weight for traps on it. It's not supposed to work like that, but ever since I switched to it, I get a trap first turn 5 out of the 7 days. You're supposed to get... Supposedly, you're supposed to get around 3 perfects a month or something like that. At least. And I get like 1 a month. I'm way under... That's why my Dragonite was so low. Because I do the dungeon every day. I do the dungeon every single day, and I get like 1 perfect a month. That's why I'm so far behind. And then I'm not buying the offer, because I figured they were going to put a new resource into the game, and it wasn't going to matter. And I was happy to be done buying that Dragonite once I got 2 Diamantinas. I wanted to move on to the Underspire, get gold orbs, get silver orbs, get, you know, all that good stuff. I wanted to move on. I was ready to be done with all this gem expenditure. And I was working on the Epic Trials. I'm almost done there. I only need 5 more of those, and I would be done with that gem expenditure. I was looking to get rid of some of my, you know, gem expenditures. But now they brought it back, and I'm going to have to do it again. So I guess Epic Trials will be the next thing I can knock out and get rid of. But they seem to not bring the kingdoms in the right order. So they definitely don't do a rotation strictly. Because there's 5 pets we haven't got yet from Epic Trials. But we've seen the Silverglade pet twice, so that doesn't make sense. So, am I going to start buying Dragonite again? Maybe. Maybe. And I might just have to stop the freaking Underspire for a little bit until I can get all the Epic Trials done. Then I'll start it back up again. I don't know. You got to choose, though. I keep saying that. You got to choose between the 3, because doing all 3 is way too much unless you're willing to spend hundreds of dollars on this game every month or something. Which I spend 0, so that's not in the cards for me. But anyway, dungeon. Let's go get a trap. Okay. Stairs aren't a trap. And there we go. So, this is the worst. 2, 3, 6 is like the worst ever for me. Look at that. Out of my first 4 picks, I got 1 fight. And 3 of them were not fights. That's ridiculous. So as soon as this hits 1 more time, I'm going to switch to something else. I don't know what yet. I feel like there's a lot of trap weight on that second. Even though I got to fight this time. A lot of trap weight on it. I might go with like 1... I don't know yet. Not sure yet. I'm going to go with 1 something something. I'm going to keep an eye on it and see which ones I like. But I'm definitely switching, but I'm going to wait till I get it perfect. I think that's the way to do it. Don't switch every day to different 3 rooms. That's the worst way to do it. You'll never get it perfect. Choose 3, stick with it, and if you want to change, wait until you get it perfect and then switch. That way, you feel better about switching. But yeah, that's that. What else we got going on? Let's see if we're done with this. I don't think we were. Ooh, yeah, we got it done. Somebody's awesome. Crusader, Chanita, Aloysius Sweet, Twisted, Cookie. Thank you so much. I think I did my share, right? 16, that's pretty good. That's not terrible. Did okay. I was gonna do some more today, maybe. Got our 4 shiny keys. One thing I want to, as far as the PvP goes, just to correct my video from the other day, which is not a huge correction, but the shop, the shiny key isn't terrible. Depends how much you want that. I mean, look, the 80,000 scared me. Like, the 80,000 VP scared me. But it is only 20 gold marks. And you can get 3 of them. And supposedly, this might be over a month. Or a season. I'm not sure yet. Nobody's sure yet. But let me know if you know anything more than I do in the chat. I haven't been meticulously picking over the patch notes and digging into it a crazy amount. Maybe more than a regular average person, a little bit more, but not crazy amount. But this 3 Book of Deeds could just be for the season. You may not be able to buy like 3 every single week. I'm not sure yet. Not sure yet. And then the shiny keys, if there's only 3 for a season. Like everybody, I think the first thought was it's for the week. We're going to be able to buy 3 random Books of Deeds every week. I don't know if that's true. I'm not sure now. It might be for the season. And then same thing with the shiny keys. There's 3 of them, 20 each. Got to get to 80,000 VP. For sure your VP's not going to reset. 80,000 is quite a bit. But that's the other thing I'm pretty sure about is like your VP's not going to reset every week. In the video I was flip-flop, like, I don't know, some people say this, some people say that. I'm leaning more towards it does not reset after this week. You're going to have your same VP. You'll be able to buy the shiny key if you get to 80,000 next week. You'll be able to buy the book if you're on 20,000 on Monday next week. You know what I'm saying? The worst one for sure is the Cursed Rune, though. Imperial Deed, I don't know. Twice as much as a shiny key. It depends how much you need those. I treated it as a very precious resource, and I save them until I get to 20. So I have plenty, I think, but depends how much you need those. Forget what the other thing was I was gonna say. Oh, no, I guess it wasn't. As far as this goes, people are saying on your ladder, like this right here, everybody has the same crap. Mine doesn't look the same though as other people that posted on, but that's because they're on different platform. But a lot of these, I think we all have the same people, or a lot of the same people. That's what they're reporting on the forum, is that a lot of them have the same people in their league, which would be they said that might happen the first week or two, so it's gonna get better the longer we play it. And then, you know, as you choose your fights, I've been picking, like, the easiest one, but it doesn't really... A lot of these teams are just fake teams. You might as well pick the highest. I'm learning as I go. If anybody has any questions, let me know, but I'm mostly be doing the vault today. So, we got the event done. I just did the adventure board. I did the dungeon. There's not much else to do. I did a little bit of a vault yesterday. I didn't go super crazy, but I think I did a little bit more than I would usually do on a Friday. Usually I slack a little bit on Friday. I got to get going on it. And most people work on a Friday. You don't have as much time as you would have on a Saturday or Sunday. I think it makes sense that you do a little bit less on a Friday. And that's the same thing with me. But let's get out of this PvP area. I don't think we should be doing that this weekend, but it's up to you. I know it's a new mode. It's kind of like the Underspire. People did Underspire all weekend during a Vault event when it first came out. So I'm sure there's people doing PvP all weekend during a Vault event, which, you know, whatever floats your boat. But not what I recommend. Alright, what are we doing? I've been in Cinemirage, because I think we have a beast. Beasts have a little bit of extra stats, and I think there's some beasts in Wild Plains, so I stay in this area, because it's easy to remember. And, you know, you got to look at what has extra stats this week, and then that should decide which one you do. So I've been doing Cinemirage, it's been going well. Ironhawk. And I start like this, the same way I always do it. I need to do a XP booster, though. I keep forgetting to run those, but I'll do this team until I get to the boss chest, and then I'll run a gap. And then I'll do this team until I get to a boss chest, and then I'll run a gap. And that seems to work well for me, because I don't come into Vault events with 10 or 20 or 8 million gaps. I like to use my gaps, because that time is just going to stack and stack and stack until you're going to be in your casket before you can use them all. So I just use them. I only save 2 or 3 for the next Vault event. I'm not stacking 100. Because if you don't use them, it's just going to keep stacking and stacking 15 minutes at a time. Sana! Celebrate good times. Oh yeah! Tyrion says, Stella! Is that like for Rocky? Trey says, morning! And yeah, I got one new dragon, Mike. Tyrion got Stellarix. Hello, masked. Cookie Man, hello. Push that like button, please. Brian Walker, dealing with a flat tire. Seems like some asshat left a hook in the road the size of a padlock loop. Wow, dude. Sounds like my life. Livewire. Oh, that's the other thing, Livewire. The boosters are supposed to work everywhere, so if they're only working in PvP, that's a bug. I've heard people reporting... I think they're wrong, though. That was the other thing. Thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to say. The gold and soul boosters aren't only supposed to work in PvP. They should work everywhere. On the forum, the devs said PvE. PvE. It's supposed to work in PvE. That's not PvP. So, the gold and soul boosters should work in PvE. And if it's not working for you, that means it's bugged and they'll fix it. It's intended to work everywhere. Just like an XP booster. XP booster works everywhere. Why wouldn't a gold booster work everywhere? I got this new thing I do with this right here. I kind of treat it like a trigger. Like I hold in L1 and triangle, and then I just flatten my thumb. That's all you have to do. If you're on a controller, if you're on PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox or any of that. But for me, I hold in L1, triangle, and then I flatten my thumb like I'm pulling the trigger. So I'll try to do a couple fast for you to show you what I mean. It's pretty fast. And sometimes you can load it in before it even gets to the battle, and sometimes you can't. I don't know. I usually just wait till the battle starts so I know that I got it preloaded. Preloading inputs. Bang, bang, trigger. Oh, get out of here, merchant. You better have something good or I'm gonna punch you in the face. Look at that crap. You suck. Wasting my time. Would you like to buy a turd or a turd? I will not buy your turd. Tommy is here. How do we get a Chris Crinkle? Is that coming up? Guess at the moment you would get him from whatever kingdom he's in. Event keys. Is he a legendary? I don't know. Let's look at it. I'm not doing a Nomapalooza. Chris Crinkle. I'm not a big Chris Crinkle fan, so... I've never used him for anything. Alright, so... He's from K-Zeal. So you would wait for a K-Zeal week. You could probably go to Terran's World and see when the next K-Zeal week is. So whenever K-Zeal comes around, you can throw event keys and get Chris Crinkle, most likely. He's been in the game for a year now. So... You should be able to get him through event key drop table when it's a K-Zeal week. He is a legendary, so you could also get him through glory keys, gem keys, VIP keys, guild seals if your chest level's right. All those places. But the most consistent, easiest place would be event keys and K-Zeal, or wait till he's in the Soul Forge. He is a legendary, so he will go through the Soul Forge eventually. That's the answer. Save up diamonds and wait for him to come through the Soul Forge. He will eventually. It's not RNG. It's a pool. You have to see all the legendaries, so he will be there one day if you just save your diamonds. Or save your event keys and wait for a K-Zeal week. It will be a K-Zeal week one day. It's not RNG. You just have to save your event keys until... So if you're looking for that one specific troop, you have 2 different ways to target it down. It just takes patience and saving. write Kris Krinkla's name on 800 diamonds or whatever it is. I forget. I haven't crafted a legendary, I don't think, ever. But I think it's 800 or something. And then event keys. You probably want... For a legendary, maybe like 1,000 event keys would do it. Just to make sure. But yeah, let's go back to pulling the trigger on these gnomes. We're gonna poop socket today. Alright, I messed that one up. Is that coming up? You'd have to look on Terran's World. I can bring it up, I guess. And they never... I don't know. It's supposed to be a cycle. It's supposed to be a guaranteed, like, come around eventually. But, like I said earlier in the video, they skipped sometimes. Like, when Midnight comes out, whatever week that was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be something else. A different Kingdoms week. So if you just went in alphabetical order and say, this week is this week is that, this week is this week is that, they put that out, that's like supposed to be ahead of time, like a cycle. We should know what's coming when, ahead of time, like 6 months ahead of time, 9 months ahead of time. We should know when, what kingdom, what week, based on the cycle. But when they go and put out a Midnight, instead of pushing things back, they replace. So if it was supposed to be K-Zeal's week on January 1st or whatever, it just disappears instead of getting pushed back. I hate that. I hate when they do that. And it's definitely, there's so much evidence of them doing that. You would think they'd push K-Zeal back a week, push everything back a week. But they're lazy. They just take K-Zeal away and they put in Midnight. And then they leave it the same for everything else. Because that's lazier. That's easier. Instead of pushing everything back a week, which is harder. So, since the devs are lazy, we miss certain kingdoms sometimes. Especially when a new kingdom comes in. Instead of getting K-Zeal, you'll get Midnight. And then you'll never see K-Zeal again for 37 weeks. You know? Or maybe less. I guess if they restart the cycle, they could start it at the front. Because you could keep track and you could be like, hey, it's not what you're talking about. It doesn't really work like that because Adana was here and then 37 weeks later it wasn't, or 38 or 30, whatever it is, wasn't Adana again. Like that. Yeah, but the cycle starts over and it's random, so it could be the last kingdom of the cycle is Adana, and then the first kingdom of the new cycle is Adana. Same with, I mean, that's how it should work. Like the Soul Forge works that way. You'd think they'd want to do a different kingdom every week until they cycle through all of them. That just makes sense. Sometimes they screw it up and we miss a kingdom. So hopefully we don't miss the one you're looking for. I'm not exactly going fast yet, but I'm looking up stuff for people. Alright, let's see if K-Zeal is anytime soon. We got Stormheim next week, Bright Forest the week after that, then Midnight. Midnight replaced something else. So whatever it replaced is going to be screwed. And then we got Forest of Thorns. And that's as far as I can see. So no K-Zeal in the next month. You can look at the kingdom level and power though, right? Max kingdom power. Goes a little bit further. K-Zeal kingdom power goes to 27 on the 26th of February. Just depends what day that is. Depends what day the 26th of February is. Is it a Monday? If it's a Monday, that might be K-Zeal's week. Let me look. 26th of February, yep. So, I got your answer for you. K-Zeal will be on the 26th of February. Now, that's subject to change, but at the moment, that's when the next K-Zeal is. 26th of February. So, a month and a half, about 5 weeks from now. Or no. Way longer. Sorry. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. So 3 months from now is K-Zeal, sorry. But that gives you plenty of time to save up. I would look at it that way. You got 3 months to save up your event keys, your diamonds, if that's the troop you really, really want. And the Soul Forge, he could come through there. It doesn't matter what Kingdom Week it is for the Soul Forge as far as troops go. That's a whole different cycle, so... You're most likely going to get it from the Soul Forge before you get it from KZeal in 3 months. I don't know, it's probably like an even chance of the two. But one way or the other, you should get it in the next 3 months. I can tell you that for sure. Clip Bomb Chad, thank you so much, man. Alright, so Trey ran out there, rag in his back pocket, butt crack showing. Sana said, pull them up, give me that rag, let's go. Chad said, I know how to start it, so we got it started. Thank you so much. Simba the Great, how's it going? You got a Gene Simmons. Tommy says, perfect, thanks, Cindy. My wife wants one for her collection. Yeah, you could tell her February 26th. Save up. Event keys. Otherwise, just save up diamonds. It could pop up in the Soul Forge at any time. I don't know when the last appearance was. Livewire got Chris Crinkle from Glory Keys often. Yeah, that's another way you can randomly go after it. I'm talking about ways to target it down, make sure you get it. But yeah, you can get it through Glory Keys, Gem Keys, VIP Keys, Guild Seals. Just keep throwing those until you get it, but depends on where you're at in the game if that's smart or not. And it's a legendary, so like if we have a new mythic and you're going for the new mythic, you could also get Chris Crinkle. That's probably how it happens for most people. You're going for something else and you happen to get it. On your break. KZeal February 26th, Sana. You can look at the kingdom level and power. It's not 100%. That's the best guess. Go to Terran's World and look at kingdom level and power, and then go down and find the kingdom, and then look at what day that kingdom hits on, or what day that is. So since it's February 26th falls on a Monday, that's probably a Glory Shop troop. That's probably means that we're having a KZeal week that week, I think. You gotta do the investigation. Alright, so I'm trying to get this to 100 out of 100, get a boss chest, so I don't get a boss chest during a gap. And I don't even have that many gaps anyway. I'm looking for the brown verse. I think that's Baz. What I'm doing right now is just clearing Explore 1 and hopefully get Baz while I'm getting to this boss chest, so I don't have to deal with it during a Nomapalooza. I don't like dealing with leveling up, I don't like dealing with boss chests. Try to take away all that crap before I start a Nomapalooza. Plus, you have to have time to hunt for verses, unless you already have a billion. Most players are going to need to hunt for verses during the Vault event. And it's a good time to do it. In between, like 15 minutes of verse hunting, 15 minutes of a gap. 15 minutes of verse hunting, 15 minutes of a gap. Just back and forth, back and forth. I usually get lucky and get the verse I need in those 15 minutes, but not always. It's like every other time, or... So eventually I will have to just hunt for verses, probably, for multiple 15 minutes in a row, but hoping not. And... Yellow. Yellow. Kill. Alright, I can get the Horde Mimic Mythic, let's go! Nope. I need medals, though, kinda. Alright, so now that we have 0 out of 100. You see what I mean right here? 0 out of 100. So we have, like, the longest time before we get to a boss chest. You can definitely start it a little bit into it, like 20, 30, 40. But, the more Myth Stones you get during a gap, the better you're doing. It is kind of random, but it's 3 to 6. Now we switch to the other team, which I probably don't have on paste yet, so I'll just do this one. Copy. And then Sister Superior. Should probably type Sister. Where are you at? I used to use greed. I still think that's perfectly fine if you want to. Get a little bit of extra gold for every fight. But she's just faster, and also I want vault keys. My main goal is vault keys, so I decided to switch to her about 3 or 4 vault events ago. Probably longer. This is the Nomapalooza team. If you don't have Ironhawks, do Rowan. If you don't have Ironhawks, do this. Right here. If you don't have Ironhawks, do this. Cast Leprechaun, cast Rowan, win. Level up a class, get class weapons. If you do have multiple Ironhawks, if you have one Ironhawk, still do Rowan, though. I don't like the little clunky one Ironhawk teams. It's not my... Don't recommend. So this is the 2 Ironhawk. This is for gaps. 3 Ironhawk is for chasing versus. I'm just going to lock it in with 1 battle as a habit. Tommy says, yikes, I guess she's not getting one for Christmas. I mean, if she throws enough glory keys and gem keys, she might. Guild seals, just keep that guild chest at 6. Tell her to open up some purple orbs or something, get a bunch of seals, and then open them on Sunday or something when the chest level's on 6. Could get it. Just gives you the best chance, you know. Alright, got that 1 battle. Hey, I got a merchant. Simba says, it's going great. I'm a beginner and I almost have Rowan. That's good. Once you get Rowan, you'll be off to the races. The game seems a little bit slow and overwhelming at first, but once you get Rowan, you're off to the races, I swear. Especially once you get the team, like, locked in. Just getting Rowan isn't the only part of that team, but it's the major part. It's the best part of that team. But, like, a Leprechaun fully traded is going to be something you're going to need. Going down and getting the Mirage Queen so you can have that 50% start every single battle is something you're going to want to go get. Making sure you have the Black Manacles or the Golden Cog from your Mastery is something you're going to want to do. You got to flesh out that Rowan team too. Just getting Rowan's not the end goal. It's like fleshing out the whole team. You'll start with like a Golden Cog, Clockwork Sphinx, Rowan, Leprechaun or something. Then you'll move to the team I showed, like the Black Manacles, Rowan, Leprechaun, Mirage Queen. Here... Like I've been saying, know what you're going to buy before you even start the vault event. Know, like, I'm going to buy every single purple deed. You don't want to be sitting here and deciding between stuff. You want to know exactly what you're buying before it even shows you the options. So if you know you're going to buy every single purple deed, then you know that, and you can just do it without thinking. Don't be like hemming and hawing and, oh, I'll buy it this time but not the next time. If you're not going to buy it one time, just don't buy it at all. Just have it either all in or all out. If you're buying purple deeds, just click it every time without thinking. If you're not buying it, then you just skip it. And you know. Like, the only thing I'm going to buy from the merchant is probably, like, writs. Or, like, if he shows me a verse or something, if that's possible. I think the red deeds are the ones I need right now. I might buy red deeds. So I know in my head, like, which ones I'm going to buy every single time. I'm all in or all out. I'm not going to sit there and think about it and waste time, especially during a vault event. So know in your head, like, I'm not buying any other deed except for purple, or I'm only buying green deeds, and I'm going to buy them every single time so I don't have to think about it. Every time I see writs, I'm going to buy them. Every time I see whatever, I'm going to buy them. You don't want to sit there and think about it. You don't want to buy it this time and not buy it the next time. Either buy it every single time or don't buy it every single time. That way you don't have to think about it. You don't have to look at your gem stack and say, can I afford this time? Either you can or you can't. Don't go back and forth. I want to look at my inventory before I get the gaps going. Yesterday I got 30 vault keys in 1 gap. That's pretty crazy, right? Such good luck. And then like the next one, the very next one, Tyrion, I got like 17. It evened out on me. But I got 103 so far. Which I've only done Friday. That's a little bit better than I normally do. Normally I only have like 50 or 75 or something. My verses are getting low. I only got 2 gaps to run, so we really need to see Cindy and Baz in between gaps. A good time to run your XP booster would be when you're hunting verses, not during a Nomapalooza. I think. That's what I do. I just like to... I like to make the hunting for the verses a little bit more exciting. Like, Nomapalooza is already super exciting, so no reason to run your XP booster. Might as well run it while you're looking for verses. Make that more exciting, because that's a little bit more boring. What I got here? Silver marks. That's another way you get silver marks, I guess, every day in the mail. But that's not gold marks. Silver marks can only be spent on pets and trinkets, but you'll never buy trinkets. So pretty much they're only spent on pets. I said that in my video, and then while I was rewatching it, I'm like, well, technically you could buy trinkets, but I still stand on it because you should never buy trinkets, so why even talk about it? Kind of like Underspire, where I've never bought one trinket down there. Alright, time to go. Let's go. Let's run a gap. Let's rip these gnomes. And we look at the clock. At 37, so at 52, it's going to be the end of it. 52. You think we'll be able to use trinkets during Guild Wars? That'd be cool. I'm not sure about that. I feel like trinkets can only be used in the battlegrounds. But I'm not sure. Like, you can't take a trinket out of Underspire and take it to, like, some other place. You know how the pets only work in, Battlegrounds? I think the trinkets are only going to work in Battlegrounds, too. I'm not sure, though. That's what I would guess. I doubt they're going to put that whole mess into Guild Wars. I think Guild Wars is going to stay pretty much the same. Guild Wars might affect your Battlegrounds, but I don't think Battlegrounds will affect your Guild Wars. Unless somebody already asked the devs and they confirmed it. I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. The trinkets will be used in Guild Wars. I haven't seen that. Anybody say that I know that's reputable. Except for you. Sana buys pet food. I definitely buy pet food if I see it for gold. And I don't think it's ever sold for gems, so yeah, me too. I buy pet food. There's only a couple things that aren't worth buying for gold. That's one you can almost always press. I almost always buy the gold offer. Just hurry up and buy it. I'll look at the gem offer real fast, and if it's not red deeds or writs or like a verse or something crazy, I'll just buy the gold offer without even really looking at it. Unless it's souls or something stupid, or a piece of treasure that's really crappy. There's a couple things that you shouldn't buy for gold. But most of the time you can just hurry up and buy it, because it's just gold. I'd love to change my gold into other resources, so I barely even look at it. I just do it. Pet food is definitely worth it. Like I said, the only ones that aren't worth it to me, if treasure maps is an option, which I forget, not worth it. Treasure, underworld treasure, if it's like the ring, not worth it. Souls, not worth it. Cursed runes, I don't really need anymore. I don't know if I'd buy those for gold. I might, just because it's kind of a good value, but not something I really want. You can do some stuff in the Soul Forge with cursed runes, though. If you have way too many cursed runes and you don't know what to do with them, go to the Soul Forge and just check out all the stuff you can use cursed runes on. Just make sure there's no other resource that you also have to use. So you don't want to be using cursed runes plus, like, writs for something that's not something you need. You don't want to be using cursed runes plus imperial deeds, or as long as it's something else that you don't, like souls. Cursed Runes and Souls is fine, you know, to buy stuff. Some of those deals are bad, and some of them are okay. Something to do with them. Alright, so Versus don't show up there. It's the other offers then. Thank you for the clarification. So that's even better. That means I don't have to think even about as much things. I only need to remember a couple things instead of a couple things and Versus. So that's even better. Thank you. You said, will we be able to use trinkets during Guild Wars? You didn't say we would be. Sorry. I read that too fast. I don't think so. But I'm not sure. There's a lot of things right now that we're not 100% on. XP and gold boosters, VP. Will the pets come back around? Will they be different for different colored marks? Who knows? Is the leaderboards ever gonna be actual people and actual teams, or is it just gonna be random? I think one day. This update is one of those things where you kind of have to wait and see. You gotta let it ramp up. You gotta let it snowball. You can't judge it off its first week. It needs data. Alright, later, Chad, man. Thank you so much. Tyrion says, best 29 in one gap. Yeah. Yeah, I got 29 in an epic, so I just count them. I always count them. I got 30 total. And that's not counting pity. I got 39 counting pity, but that was my first pities, so... That's never going to get higher than that, probably. Your first pities, and you hit a 30. So you get 39 vault keys in one gap. And then, of course, it corrected itself in the next couple. Only got like 17 vault keys. Tyrion says, best feeling ever, ending a gap and immediately finding your lowest verse. Yeah! Sometimes you get anxious. I'm almost at the boss chest. I don't even have my verse yet. It's really cool when you get it on the first try. Unless you are just broke, always buy purple deeds. Yeah, I'm broke. I think a lot of people are. Gym broke. I would consider myself gym broke. But yeah, that's a good... If you have a billion gems, for sure, always buy purple deeds. Don't even think about it, because you need them for so many different kingdoms. Just the progression, though. You're not going to go back-to-back purples. So I'm always thinking of the very next thing that's going to get me the very next stat. I'm not thinking 50 years down the road. I don't even know if I'm going to play this game 50 down... Yeah. Too many people think way too far ahead in this game. And as soon as you think you know something, they're going to change it. It's just like us talking earlier, like saving 100 gaps. That's 25 hours. And if you keep going and going and going, it's gonna be more than 25 hours of playing a game, of doing Nomapaloozas, of having 25 hours of uninterrupted time. It's not just the 25 hours. You might play this game for 25 hours, yes. But are you gonna have 25 hours of uninterrupted time to run gaps? You might just do them when you can. Don't save them up. Same with vault keys. I don't save those either. I just open them. It makes me go harder in the vault. And I need gems. If you're lacking in any resource and you're not opening your vault keys, that's a mistake. The only ones you can't get from vault keys are like deeds. But the whole process of getting vault keys and verses and stuff, you could get deeds. So you could even say you get deeds, kinda. Get merchants and angels while you're hunting for verses. You know, you can pretty much get everything while you're doing the vault event, if you're doing it right. But yeah, Vault Key won't drop a deed though. Drops orbs, which that's kind of what I count as souls. Eventually, one of these days, if you get a blue orb and you jump for joy, one of these days you will not. If you get a green orb and you jump for joy, I wish I was you. I got so many, I don't know what to do with them anymore. And that's why I say I don't soul farm, because I can use all my 12 million kabillion souls for meddling troops, because I got 20 million green orbs I could use for just leveling troops now, if I want to. But I like the Battlegrounds thing so far. Not super sure how much time it's going to add every week, though. And how much I'm going to do. It's going to be different the longer it's been out. Right now, you could win a leaderboard. Next week, you can probably win a leaderboard. Every week that passes, though, it's going to get harder and harder to win a leaderboard. So in the end, how much effort are you going to put into it 2-3 months from now? It's just like everything else. Something comes out, everybody gets all excited, and then it comes back to Earth. We see the reality. I just try to think about the reality before that. I think a lot of people are just going to go get those 20 rewards, like the 6,500 VP. I think your average player is just going to do that every week. They're not going to worry about anything else. Because you can stack your marks, and your VP is not going to disappear. And I bet you the limit, the 3-book limit thing, is for a season and not just a week. I wish it was just for the week. Then we could buy, like, 3 books every week, but I think that's wishful thinking. And then there are 3 random books, which any book is good, but doesn't mean you're going to get 3 purple books or 3 green books. You might get a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. I guess people can buy books pretty much. You can buy gold marks with real money. What'd I say it was? 52? I want to know if pets will rotate in and out of the silver and gold. Yeah, me too. Because if they don't rotate, then you can't just, like, wait and then buy it for silver. You're going to have to spend gold marks on them. But if they do rotate, you should never buy the gold mark ones, and you should just wait till they rotate. I got a feeling they won't at first, and maybe in the future they will. 'Cause they're going to want you to spend gold marks, like... You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be that nice. That's like trying to sell something for $100, and then a week later, you lower the price to $50. Can't only wait a week. If it's worth $100 and you think it's worth $100, you don't lower the price in half just a week later. Gold marks is how they're going to make their money. A pet that you can only buy for gold marks will help them make that money. So I doubt that they're going to... But who knows? I thought they weren't going to just let us buy these new dragons with Dragonite, so... I could be wrong. Yeah. I think you should put all gold into D-books anyway. What's, like, one pet gonna do for you? There's so many ways to get pets these days. Like, I doubt you need it. I know you want all the pets, because you already have all of them. But for, like, the normal player, what's that one pet gonna do? when you could buy the silver pets. Definitely would. If you're gonna buy pets in the PvP shop, just buy the silver ones. And use your gold marks on books. Pretty much bottom line right there. Only thing you can buy with silver marks is pets, so that's easy to say, to only buy pets with silver marks. And then with gold marks, there's 3 books there you gotta buy. And that should probably be your first 3 buys. And then there's a gold pet, but you already got the silver pets. How many pets do you need? And for what? And if that's your strategy to get the last pet for a kingdom, that's a pretty expensive strategy. You'd be better off doing the epic trials. It'll cost you less time and gems. Might as well just do the epic trials and get that one. Underworld pet. Get you some minion orbs for other random cosmetic pets and stuff. You'll have enough. Like, even if you need 4 pets from a kingdom, there's definitely multiple ways to get them that don't involve gold marks. That's why you need to put more. We need to put more emphasis on getting minion orbs sometimes for like mid-game players. I feel like not enough people are going and doing the Underspire and like. Oh, that was the last battle. $16. You can $16 you can essentially buy 3.4 books a month on top of the free marks for the daily marks offer. The pets are only good for PvP stats in specific areas for specific troop types. Super helpful in very limited situations. Yeah. And most of the time you're finding a spot. You got a team that works. Like, a pet's not going to make the difference. If you need a pet to make the difference whether you win or lose, then you probably shouldn't be doing that region. If whether you lose or win or not is because of a pet, then you probably should switch to a different region that's easier or you have a better team for. So you got 10 regions. And then you got 2 choices for the bonus. You are never going to be forced to do one region ever. You can always, if there's one region you just don't like or you don't have troops for, or you just can't win in, you don't have to do it. Literally never. They will never force you to do. If you hate Stormheim or something, there's always going to be another place with the gold mark, with the orange mark thing, the silver marks, extra marks, bonus marks. So you don't have to do it. You can. So you don't need that pet for that region if you're never going to run that region anyway. Plus, it never really makes that big of a difference. Like, have you ever run the epic trials and then you got the pet and like you couldn't do it until you got the pet? I never bank on pet stats or pet bonuses. I never even think about it. It's never going to make or break you. You're not going to win a battle because you all of a sudden got a pet. Most of the time. It might be like a confirmation bias thing. You might get the pet in epic trials and you're on, and then you win. But if you would have tried it without the pet, you probably would have won too. All right, let's see what I got. I always like to look and see after a gap how much I got of everything. I can't remember exactly what I had, but it was 90 something. Now I have 125. Must have did pretty good, especially on epic vault keys. I think. Anyway, I got 125, and then I actually saw a verse gnome in a gap the other day. That was sweet. Barely ever happens. That's one thing you can do to make your gaps more fun, is like look at what kind of gnomes you're getting. If you have a verse gnome pop-up, that's super rare. If you have a Dragonite gnome pop-up, that's super rare. You know what I'm saying? And then if you get like a verse gnome and a Dragonite gnome in a battle, that's like super duper rare. If you get 2 verse gnomes in one battle, that's super duper rare. If you get 2 Dragonite gnomes in one battle, that's super duper rare. It's kind of fun to like just see what gnomes you're getting every time. And try to get something that's super rare. Like I got a verse gnome on Friday. I was like, that's crazy. I never get those in gaps. I see Dragonite gnomes more than I see a verse gnome. And you can tell when you get a Dragonite gnome because it takes like an extra shot to kill. So it's super obvious. You keep track of like, oh, I got a bunch of glory gnomes this time and treasure gnomes. And I didn't see as many mech gnomes and gem gnomes or jewel gnomes. Whatever they're called. There's some things that you can do to make this more fun, because it is a grind and it is kind of boring sometimes, but it's the best loot in the game. It's the best thing to be doing in the game. Just there's certain ways to make it a little bit more fun. Just challenge yourself. See how many vault keys you can get in a gap. See how many myth stones you can get in a gap. See if you can get that verse in between. See what kind of gnomes pop up in your gap. You can make it more fun for yourself. Go for certain, like I want to try for this many, or what is the highest pet score you've seen on PlayStation? I don't know. Where do I look at that? I never look at it. Not here, huh? You mean like in the collection thing? Hold on. Because I know mine's not high. Probably Tyrion's pet score, if that's what you're talking about. He has like every single one. I got 3,520. Is that what you mean? Pet mastery? Morning, Rain Man. Livewire said I had 2 verse gnomes pop up in 1 PvP match yesterday, but only got 1 verse for winning. What? It might have been like a fake verse gnome, one of them. Tyrion says, I mostly agree with pet stats. However, you've played the game long enough to have won or lost a game here or there by 1 or 2 stats. Right. Maybe that one green Guild Wars battle. Remember that? There's no way to see that Cinny teammate post his hit and it's over 5k. Dang, that's a lot. I wonder what Tyrion's is, though, because he has every single pet in the game. It's probably as high as it can get. Fully, he has them fully, too. Anyway, what would I do now? I would go and I would look for this verse that I need. I need Cindy and Baz. And now I can paste my team that I copied earlier. Make it a little faster. Your pet score is higher than achievable on PlayStation? Dang. Alright, let's see if I can go fast here. Looking for Baz, I'm looking for Cindy. Come on. Come on, Baz and Cindy. Let's go. 5,640. All pets available and one of the new pets all maxed and a bunch of dusty, useless pet orbs. Yeah, that will become something you don't need anymore at some point, but not for most of us. The day where I have every pet fully leveled and ascended and all that, that's going to be very far into the future, because I don't see a need. It's super cool and something to do when you're at the end of the game. But I kind of play this game where, for the long haul, kind of, certain amount of time per day. I'm not really trying to get everything super max, because they're always going to add something else, and you're never gonna have everything. So it's just a carrot on a stick. And by the time you get everything fully maxed, they're going to add something else. So it's not ever worth it to me. I like taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Playing just enough each day instead of chasing max stuff. Usually I'll have a goal in mind and I'll go for that. I'm looking for red deeds, red books right now. I'm trying to finish my underworld. 1 battle at a time, 1 day at a time. What else? You know, just getting that gem stack up. It's hard to even keep gems these days. Especially free to play, because I know there's certain things, certain resources, certain VIP levels get every single day. So, totally free to play, man. The gem stack just can disappear in 1 week. And there's no option to infuse it with more. So you gotta think. You gotta pass on certain things that other people wouldn't pass on. Like my gold right now, the guild raised my weekly requirement to 1 million. Now I'm only giving 1 million for now until I feel comfortable. Because I don't want to ever run out of gold. Once I feel comfortable, I'll start giving what I used to give. That's not the right guy. Poop. That's the blue one. I need brown and red. Morning, Effley! Xbox has more pets than any other platform with 3 exclusive pets. 1 money locked, 1 more than PC Mobile, which has 2 money locked. Switch has none that I'm aware of, plus months behind. Yeah, they didn't even get this update, did they? Or at least they're not getting midnight. Something like that. All right, Rain Man. Ooh, that's a good Dragonite gnome. Just don't let him run away. This is what happens sometimes. You got to be careful. Don't let him take red. Look, he's probably going to take red. He's got this red right here, and he's got this red right here. So he could run away. Like, it's not... It won't be crazy. So I got to be careful. He's going to take the red, and then he's going to cast. So he might run away from me. Which sucks. Huh. See, here I am sitting here looking, waiting, wasting time, but that's like 50 Dragonite sitting right there that I'm about to lose. Guess, I don't know. And you got an extra turn on it. Cool. So I just have to hope he doesn't run away. He's got a 30% chance, so 70% chance that he does not run away. So I just want to say that while it's on video, on live stream, that there's a 70% chance that he doesn't run away. Alright, thank goodness. Because I could get up to like 50 Dragonite off of that one. That's not during a gap. During a gap, that'd be like 5. Ooh, 60. Even better. And that's the best way for me to get Dragonite right there, because I never get a perfect in the dungeon. I swear, it's one a month at most. I'm probably less than 1 a month perfects. Alright, we're at 81 out of 100. We're still looking for that red or brown verse, and I will definitely take Dragonite Gnomes also, so that was great. There we go, red verse. I got a Dragonite Gnome and then a red verse back to back. That's great. Alright, now we just need brown. I hate being low on 2 verses. I know there's people out there that are low on 1 verse and they have like a kabillion of all the other ones. But like being low on 2 verses sucks too. Now I have to look for 2 different verses. I'd rather look for just 1. I would rather have 20 of every other one of them and only have to look for 1. I see people complaining about that sometimes. Like, they're just showing the discrepancy. Like, wow, look, I got 20 of this one, and this one, but I only got 1 of this one. They're just, like, pointing out the discrepancy. But I'd rather be in that situation than being low on 2 of them, and now every single time I got to get 2 just to run a gap. instead of only looking for one. Guess it's more likely I'll get one I need, but I still have to get both. Even if I get one I need, I still can't run a gap. I have to get the other one too. So it sucks. But Rain Man got 3rd Ironhawk. Alright, come on. What do we got? It's like the same one the last one was. I think it was a vault key, though, for the gems. So you just got your 3rd Ironhawk. It's what you are using now, considered the fastest? Yes. So you only have to cast 1 time, except for when you run up against a very rare thing like this guy here, not dying. I need yellow or brown? I need skulls. I need yellow. I need brown. Where are you at? Come on, bro. Let him have the skulls. Yeah, this is fastest because it's 1 cast win. Like 90-something% of the time. Man, I get a lot of merchants. It keeps being yellow pet food for the... You see that? 3 merchants in a row. Yellow pet food for the gold offer. That's strange. There's literally nothing that can be faster than this. The only way anything could be faster than this is if you just didn't have to push any buttons. Like something immediately casts and you don't even have to push a button. It's like impossible for something to be faster. There could be things in the future that could do higher Explorer maybe, but there can never be anything faster than this for Explorer 1. Doesn't get any faster than casting 1 empowered troop for the win. Yellow pet food! Ah, cool, Ritz! Definitely buying those. Writs are like shards, y'all. I know it takes a lot of writs to make a deed. I know it's not super exciting. But, you know, you turn shards into diamonds, you turn shards into jewels. Eventually you make a mythic. You can turn writs into deeds and deeds into books, and eventually you get a stat or a kingdom level. So I always get excited about writs. They can be any color deed I want to. Just like a shard can be any color jewel you want. You're not getting 7.3 till next year? Makes sense. What you guys got going on this weekend? Don't you have a... I forget. Screamscape. One thing that'll slow you down is, if you can be really fast at choosing your Explorer, whenever you do your battles, sometimes you'll be, like, pushing the button. There's so many battles after which you'll just push X, 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 you just confirm, confirm, confirm. Like right here. So that can slow you down a little bit. Especially if you're not looking at the screen, you're watching something on YouTube, or watching a movie, or playing a different game on a different thing. You gotta be aware of when it's gonna make you pick that, because you have to push down. Normally you could just push X a bunch of times in between battles. But every like 4 battles or 5 battles or whatever, you have to push down too. The genie, get out of here! Lots of little ways you can make this faster, just very minor improvements, but if you add them all up, it definitely helps. Like, don't put a Medal of Anu on, because it adds a little animation to every single battle, you know? Putting the right troops in the right slot. Having inputs preloaded. Being ready to choose the Explorer when it tells you to. Like right there I screwed up. There's a lot of tiny little ways to make it slightly faster. And if you add them all up, that's the difference between getting 200 or 300 or 400 or 500. Why'd you survive? You suck. Doing this right here, the faster you do this, the better. So know what you're going to do if it happens. Always be ready for something to survive. Oh, I just got the boss chest, so now, and then like copy-pasting teams. That's another way. Just every once in a while, you're going to have to switch your team, so have one copy-pasted. I have that one copy-pasted, so I have to go get sister. And if I wanted to make this faster, I could probably just type sister in and copy-paste that. But I'm stupid, and I haven't done that yet. Where you at? There you are. Because we're back to gaps. Even though I didn't get the one I need, I still have one, so I'm going to go ahead and run it. Let's lock that in. Not that you have to, but I just have it. Lots of little ways. You got the bounty. All right, yeah. Let me know. Did you buy up to tier 5 or did you buy up to tier 4? I'm always interested in what happens. Now that it's not true that you can do tier 4 until Sunday. Now I want to know like what people are doing and what they get done by buying up to what, and what if they use Tesla or not, and how long they use Tesla. How long do you use 4 bounty troops with the captain? I think next bounty I'm going to buy up to tier 5 and not worry about it and just try that for a while. Then I'll go back, once I get bored of doing that, I'll go back to trying tier 4 and seeing exactly how long. Because I have to let people know something that never fails. And the problem was, like, Tesla until Sunday was working for me, and it worked, and it worked, and it worked, so I said, I recommended it, then all of a sudden it didn't work. So I can only know what I know. I can't tell you something I don't know. So unfortunately, it finally failed, and now I can't say for sure. It was cool while it lasted, though. Alright, let's run a gap now. Grab tribute. If anybody has any questions about PvP, just fire them off. No questions are stupid. You could ask the most basic question that you think everybody knows, and there could be another person watching that is lurking that will never ask it, but they also want to know the answer. Throw me some softball questions, even if you already know the answer. That's fine. That's cool. You're just helping. Alright, I need a freaking Baz. I only got one, but let's run it anyway. I got 127 vault keys so far. I'm shooting for... I was hoping to go for like 500 this weekend, but either 300 or 400 I'll probably settle for one of those two eventually. I would love to get 500 because the most I've ever got is 400, believe it or not. I've never spent enough time to get more than 400. Like, I play the game, I play it as fast as I can, and I do the meta, and I'm not, like, making any mistakes usually, but it's just the time invested. I can't do more than a certain amount of time, like 10 hours or 15 max. Like, I usually spend about 10 hours on the vault, I would say, because it's just, I got too much going on in real life. I can't really, unless I wake up early or stay up late, and then I'm kind of wasting gaps on falling asleep during them. Especially at night. In the morning, I'm better. As soon as I'm actually awake in the morning, I'm not falling back asleep. But at night, after like 9 o'clock, if I run a gap, I'm wasting it. I'm probably falling asleep for at least a couple minutes during it. I was doing that last night already. Like, fell asleep with the game on. Luckily, it wasn't during a gap. Somebody out there feels me on that. You're playing the game, it's like 10:15. You want to run just one more gap and then you fall asleep. Waste a couple minutes of it. Alright, any questions? Now's the best time before I start this Nomapalooza, because once I start it, it's hard to look at the chat as much, but I will try. Mark, good to have you here. Anita, how's it going? Sana says, I saw different restrictions for different weeks, month. For sure, like the PvP, I think there's 2 different regions at least, with 10 in each. There might be 3. I can't remember what they said, but there's definitely a different set of 10. So we're gonna have different for sure. Like, it's gonna be in a different region with different kingdoms. Like, right now we got, like, Suncrest and Stormheim and whatever. Next time we're going to have different. I don't know how many there are exactly, but they're going to keep switching. But eventually it'll come back. It'll be the same. It'll come back. around. I don't know how often, but not sure how many different sets of 10 there are. Or 9, I guess, because one of them's unrestricted, so it's not going to change, but... probably 4? Is that right? At least 4? Your pet food OP? Mark says, why explore 1? That's not a dumb question. That's just to make sure you clear in one shot every single time. If you feel like you can do Explore 2 and clear in one shot every single time, you can go for it. If you feel like you can do Explore 3 and clear in one shot every single time, you can go for it. I just want the most, like 99% chance Explore 1 every single time. I think even, like maybe the Soul Gnomes and like the Dragonite Gnomes, they might have more stats in Explore 2 or 3 or whatever. You might have more, like, problems the higher up you go. You might have more things surviving with like 1 HP or more... I don't know if that's the good example, but it's true. Whether I gave the right example or not, it's still true. Explore 1 will give you the least amount of like things surviving, and you'll one-shot way more. Or at least the most. Explore 1 will have you one-shotting the most and the most consistently, and it's not like a guessing game. Explore 2 is a little bit harder, so... potentially, you could run into a couple more problems. Explore 3's harder than that. You could potentially run into a couple more problems. It's just like limiting the amount of times that you're not clearing in one shot is why I do Explore 1. Could I do Explore 2? Maybe. And it's also just like how much damage like the Ironhawk stuff does. If you're doing Rowan, like if you're doing Rowan, you might be able to do Explore 2 and not have any problems. Maybe even Explore 3, but with Ironhawk, it's like a specific amount of damage that it will not clear if you take it any higher, you know what I mean? Like, it never does any more damage. Rowan might do more damage in this battle than she does in that battle, or might be fine doing Explore 2 the whole time, or 3 the whole time. But the easy-to-give advice is to just do Explore 1, because the like going to Explore 2, you might get a tiny bit of more of this and a tiny bit of more of that, but you're really looking for vault keys and verses. You're not looking for a tiny bit of this and a tiny bit of that. Once you can, like, accept that fact, once you can accept the fact that you are looking for vault keys and you are looking for verses, you do not care about anything else, then you'll be doing much better at the vault event. People trying to get a tiny bit more souls here and a tiny bit more gold there, and then doing all this other weird stuff and looking for pets and stuff. You know, you're not getting as many vault keys. It's just a fact. You're not getting as many verses. It's just a fact. Maybe you need that one copy of that pet that you've never seen before. I understand. But you just it's just a fact that you're going to get less vault keys because you're going off and doing something else. If you raise the Explorer level, you might get less vault keys. Once you accept the fact that you're literally chasing vault keys and you're literally chasing verses, and that's it, and you're going to do whatever you can do to make that happen, you'll run Explorer 1 with Ironhawk and you will not do anything else. Or you'll run Explorer 1 with Rowan and you will not do anything else. It's when you're still hanging on to going after pets and you're still hanging on to getting a little bit of more souls here, a little bit more gold there, or using this team because you want to be different, it's your own fault for getting less vault keys. And you probably know that, and you're probably fine with that, and that's cool, but you're not allowed to like complain about how many vault keys you got, or how many verses you still need, or how you don't have this many gems, or that much gold, or that many souls, because getting vault keys is the way to get them. So if you're doing anything that stops you from getting more vault keys, then you can't complain. It's your own fault. You're using Queen Beatrix, or you're using Phoenicia, or you're using Stellarix right now, or you're using something. It's your own fault. You know, Rowan or Ironhawk, or it's your own fault. Only do Explore 1, or it's your own fault. Chase vault keys and verses, and that's it, or it's your fault. You want to go get pets? You know that that's what you're doing. And you know that you're going to get a little bit less vault keys, a little bit less verses. Let's go on 120, and then we know exactly at 135 that our Nomapalooza's over. It's my last one. I better start getting some verses. Come on now. But yeah, thank you for asking that question, because somebody out there might be wondering. You never know. Thank you so much, Anita. Appreciate it. You got the Taylor Swift bumpin'. We are now partying at the train station. We are so close to being on our way. We are now having a party. A departure party. We may or may not depart, but we are still having the party. We're playing that music loud. Parking lot DJ. You know how it goes. Rolling up to the gas station. Jumping out. Music as loud as it can go. Leaving all the doors open, the cars on, while we go in and get our smokes. And our Budweiser. And our scratchers. We gotta be the parking lot DJ. We gotta let everybody know exactly what we're listening to, because we have the best choice of music in the world. And they will thank us later. They will thank us later for letting them hear our music while we go into the gas station to get our scratchers and our smokes. They don't even know. Like, they should thank us. I left my music on for you. I left my car on. I wasted gas. I left my doors open. Somebody could steal my car, but I don't even care. Because you need to hear this music. It'll change your life. It's amazing music that I'm playing while I'm not even in my car. It's just for you. I'm the parking lot DJ. I am in the gas station, not in the car. And I just left the doors open and the car on, and the music as loud as it can go, because that's a favor to you, to everybody here. Why would I turn my car off? Huh? Why would I close my door? That's stupid. Why would I turn the music down? That's not how you do it. You gotta be the parking lot DJ. You know exactly what everybody wants to listen to. You're scratching on them ones and twos, pumping your fist in the air. Updates are not doing well. Fan base is gone. That is not pessimism. That is basing things on facts. That's what I've been saying. I'm a self-saboteur. I should be saying this game is awesome and everything's great. Right? Solitary says this game is dead. Peace. Hey, you can still be at the live streams and chat with your friends. You don't have to play the game. If I see you anywhere else, man, I'm gonna be mad. Owner of Gems and War stock is going broke. Are they? I haven't looked into that. I just look into like how many players are playing. Steam charts. It's been going down for a while. Surprisingly, I feel like there's a lot of buzz around this update, though. I feel the opposite. I don't know why, though. If somebody told me a PvP update is coming, I would not expect people to be that interested. So I don't feel like a lot of people actually play PvP. But if you just say the words PvP, people do get excited, no matter what game it is. Even if it's not, like, this isn't even true PvP. There are a lot of, like, people that like PvP. And just those 3 letters will make them come back. Even though it's not true PvP and it's not player versus player. Which is exactly what it means. Player versus AI. It's really PvAI. It's not even true PvP. It's PvAI. But just those 3 letters can make certain people get excited. In any game. And I think that's what's happening a little bit. Because there's been buzz. If you've been looking this week after the update hit, there's been more like people watching a little bit. And that happens with every update, but it's kind of like the Epic Trials update. Everybody was pooping on it and hating it. Nobody liked it. There wasn't like extra viewers. For this, for some reason, PvP, people are coming out of the woodworks. It might go away after a couple weeks, but for now it's surprisingly popular, I guess. I don't know popular, but it's more than I thought it would be. I thought people would hate it like the Epic Trials, but a lot of people are liking it, actually. So, I know I'm usually pessimistic and Sinnycool, but what I've seen with my own eyeballs is people actually being interested in it and or liking it. Rainman says gonna go hang out with the family. All right, man. We'll see you. Thanks for dropping in. Have an awesome and productive day, everyone. This game is dead. That's what Solitary Mind says. And he's not a solitary mind. I've heard that from other people. Very optimistic. Like I said, it's hard to read the chat while I'm doing this. Livewire said should be getting beast and mech restrictions because those are the current pets now in the shop. Hey, that's a good eye. Dragonite Gnome, baby! Gotta love it. Can't let it run, though. Gotta be ready. I need yellow and brown. I need skulls. Don't forget skulls. Yellow and brown, yellow and brown. Alright, that's one of those situations where you need to get out of there as fast as you can and not let it take too long. Game is making changes. It's certainly going to have some hiccups, but geez, fix the lag. That might be the thing that people are hating the most, is probably the lag. I haven't seen it as bad as other people. Was it Solitary on the Discord that was talking about the lag? Somebody was. I mean, look at my game right here. I'm not lagging. This is normal for me. I'm used to it. PlayStation is the laggiest. It has the most loading time. So, unfortunately, I'm used to it. It doesn't seem like too much more than usual to me. Maybe very slightly. Yesterday especially. Today I haven't really noticed it. Like, you'll see the little blue gem pop up in between. Sometimes that might be a little longer. Like right there. Just for a millisecond. Right here, it's always been like this. So long. Takes forever. PlayStation problems. I get less vault keys just because I'm on this platform. I betcha my loading bar is probably the longest loading bar out of anybody's you've ever seen. Unless they're also on PlayStation. That's costing me. That's crazy. That makes it even crazier that I got 30 vault keys in one gap. Because look at that. It's so long. I'm in loading bars more than I'm in battles. It's twice as long as a PC loading bar. I've timed it. Because somebody tried to say it's the same. I'm like, let me time it with a freaking stopwatch. Because I disagree. I'm living this, I know. It's definitely longer than yours. And yours is on screen to time too. So I'm timing yours and then I'm timing mine. Mine is way longer. Just facts. Numbers don't lie. But I definitely agree that, like, as far as Michael said, that I didn't think that PvP is what was going to bring the people back. I compare it to the Epic Trials update. That's how it feels to me. But Epic Trials, people get mad because they can't beat it. And I think PvP is not going to be as hard. We'll see, though. Like, the further we get into it, and, like, we'll see, like, how many gold marks you're actually going to get. And, like, does VP reset? How long is it going to take to get to 80,000 VP or whatever? We're kind of still in the honeymoon phase. Getting the groove on, baby. You're the DJ. I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like they definitely... What they need to do... What the devs need to do, and they will never do it for some reason, is just make an update that's fun. Try not to put in any kind of offers for money. Try not to put in any advantage for buying things. Try not to be so greedy. Just one time. Like, they have so many updates. One time. Do something that we want. Put in live PvP or do a treasure hunt rework or something. Make treasure hunt worth doing. It's just dead. No one... It sucks. Look at that. 2 loading bars that time, y'all. There's a little bit of lag. I don't really get angry about it, though, because it's not enough to make me mad. Some people are impatient, though. It's not quite enough lag to make me mad. If it was costing like a minute between every battle, I'd probably get pretty pissed. And if that's what's happening, I totally understand. But a couple seconds doesn't make me mad. Mark says, I was level 12 Explorer and wasting time. Thanks for the update. Level 1 it is from now on. Great job. Yep. Please switch to Explorer 1. The goal is vault keys, not medals, not boss chests. That's pretty simple, and once you accept that fact, you'll do so much better, just believe me. It's like it's a weird event. There's no shop. There's no leaderboard. The thing you're chasing, you don't even... You have to go and then do a whole nother battle to get the reward out of the thing you're actually chasing. It's a weird event. But your main goal should be getting those vault keys. And the best way to get the vault keys is to get the verses, so you're also chasing verses. Anything else is wasting time and you're not getting as much vault keys. If you're not doing gaps, you should be chasing verses. And you don't have like a higher chance of getting verses or vault keys or anything in Explorer 12. The same chance as Explorer 1, so why would you do something harder? Explorer 12 is going to take you like 10 times as long. Every battle is going to take 10 times as long. Probably more. And the way the vault keys work, you need to be cycling enemies as quickly as possible, and the difficulty of the enemy does not matter. So you're knocking down level 1 freaking little skeletons over and over and over because you're chasing the thing that the skeleton drops. If every enemy in the game has a chance to drop a vault key, pretty much, or be a gnome. Let's act like we're playing another RPG, right? We're playing another RPG, it's a giant open world, and we have an event. And in that event, anything you kill has the same chance to drop the thing that you're looking for. Would you go and kill the level 500 dragon over and over and over? Or would you go kill the level 1 skeleton that you can kill in one shot over and over and over? Or you can like gather a bunch of them up, just kill them quickly. A bunch of level 1 skeletons. It's the same chance. You're not going to go kill that level 500 crazy dragon over and over and over. It's going to take you like way too long. It's the same chance. The more enemies you kill, the higher the chance you're going to see a gnome. The more times you see a gnome, the higher the chance you're going to get a verse or a vault key. You don't... Killing a Explorer 12 enemy will not raise your chance of seeing a gnome. It really lowers your chance. Because you're doing the battle slower, you're seeing less enemies. If you have a battle with no gnomes in it, you need to get out of that battle as quickly as possible so you can get to the next one and see if there's a gnome in it. So if you're in Explorer 12 or whatever, PvP, it's going to be harder. It's going to take longer to get out of that battle that doesn't have a gnome in it. And you can't just retreat because that doesn't work. You'll just see no gnome in the next battle too. It might have used to work, but... Anita is a bit on the other side of the pessimism. Yeah, my first thought was like, PvP is not what the people want. And then I played it, and it's okay, I like it. And then I saw like a lot of people coming out of the woodwork, so... I think it's surprisingly more popular than I thought it would be. I did not know that people wanted PvP. I don't know if the current player base wanted PvP, but maybe it's something enticing players that aren't playing as much to come back and try it. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe they're just curious to see what it is, and they'll just disappear after a week or two. Could be. Alright, so that was my gap. My last one. I really need to get Baz now. This is the spot I hate to be in, with no gaps. Because if I get very bad luck, because this can happen to anybody. You can run out of gaps and then just have horrible luck getting that verse you need. I've definitely seen people, and that's their problem. Like, I cannot get this verse that I need. I need the brown one, and I just cannot get it. And if you're not running gaps, you're not getting as many vault keys. We could run into that problem. That would really suck, but all you can do is keep trying the fastest way you know how. And the fastest way I know how is this right here. You could even choose the wrong kingdom. If you're in a kingdom and stuff is surviving and stuff has barrier and stuff is doing summoning and stuff is, you need to choose a different kingdom. There's no reason to be different. Nobody knows you're being different, so what's the point of you being different? You're using Phoenicia, you're using Queen Beatrix, you're doing it in Leonis Empire, you're doing it, nobody knows that, so why not just do it the right way? Some people are just different to be different, but for who? You should not be different. Do the meta for yourself instead of trying to be different for other people. Kevin, hello. Sorry it took so long. Whenever I'm in a Nomapalooza, I kind of fall behind in the chat. But I definitely, pretty chat-centric here. Alright, Kevin, we'll see you. Have a good luck. Anita says, just take those old records off the shelf, sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul like that old-time rock and roll. Chanita, how's it going, Gildy? Great job on the world event. I really appreciate that. Livewire, let's not compare loading bar lengths. Mine definitely takes forever, though. One second. I'm not in a gap, so I can waste a little bit of time. This will be my own fault. But I know it. Doing a stream. Would love it if you hit that like button. Let's watch it go up by one. Everybody can sit here and watch whoever hit that button. We'll celebrate for that one person. I don't know if it's doing it live for me, though. This one says different, and the other one says something else. Anyway, let's go. Alright. Back to hunting for verses. I really freaking need Baz. I need a red verse, I think. No, brown. I need brown. Cindy's red. I completely understand if you're doing PvP this weekend, but my recommendation is to not do that. You're going to have the rest of your life to do that. There's reasons to do it this week. Like, it may never get easier. Hey, appreciate it. Went up, thank you. Tyrion got it. Alright, holding in L1, holding in triangle, and then I'm going to pull the trigger. The only way I can make this fun anymore is to try to do frame perfect stuff and look for certain things. Be cool to get Baz right now. It'd be cool to get a Dragonite Gnome. That's about it. Vault Key, I guess. A Merchant with Ritz. Horde Mimic Mythic. I'm also kind of doing that. Now it's like I have to do this until I get that verse. I don't have a gap. So this is where it gets a little bit frustrating. If you have a bad RNG. If I don't see Baz, I can't run gaps. And if I can't run gaps, I can't get as many vault keys. Did you guys know that the game used to be like no gaps, no pity keys? Crazy, right? We used to just sit here and do this all day. And it was still worth doing. I forget how long there's been Nomapalooza and how long there's been pity keys. There wasn't even Ironhawk. We used to sit here and do Explore 1 with Rowan. With no pity keys and no gaps. And we would be happy with like 50 vault keys for the whole weekend. Simpler times, right? Now we want 500. No vault keys if you go back far enough, right? There's been so many things they added that you kind of forget before we had it. Like there's no classes at one time. There's no traits. I've been playing for a long time. That's why I think I'm gonna do a new account playthrough eventually. I got it. I'm gonna do dude, I saw this game on I saw this game while I was watching Summoning Salt. There's this he's got a new video out right now. Don't go watch it. Stay here. But after this, it's like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out world record, blah, blah, blah. I was watching that right before this. And I saw an ad for a game, and it was a match 3 RPG called, I forget what it's called, though. It's called, like, Kingdoms and Monsters or something like that. I feel like that's a sign that I need to start making videos on different games that are similar to Gems of War. I keep saying it. I feel like that's the only thing I could do to help the channel out, other than doing a face cam. I might start with Puzzle Quest and then, I don't know, the more I talk strategy, the more I'm afraid somebody's here listening and they're just going to copy me again. It sucks that I can't even, like, hive mind it with y'all. I'm too scared somebody's gonna freaking jack my idea and copy me like they always do. Ugh. Yo, Crimson. Blue Monsoon. Merchant, what do we got? We gotta be quick. 200 writs, yes. Always buying those, especially for gold. I've seen that at least 3-4 times now. That's great. Does add up. It's not the guy. Is 360 gems worth buying an epic vault key from the merchant? I usually don't because it's random. That's like buying a scratcher. Think about it, man. What would you want out of that epic vault key? That's how I always think about it. It'd be cool if you got like 300 vault keys out of that epic vault key, right? And how much does it cost? A little bit too much, right? So I would skip it. I say no, don't buy that. If I have an epic vault key and I'm opening it, I'm hoping to get like 300 gems or... And you might not even. You might get Cedric or something. So it's not worth it because it's not a guarantee that you'll get anything. And the thing that you want out of it, you're spending just to get it. So no, don't do that. Livewire says I would say no, it's like a scratch ticket. Could get 900 gems or some... Yeah, it's like a really low chance to triple your gems, I guess. Be like doing the roulette. Alright, see, this is one where not worth it for once. A lot of things you can just click yes for the gold. But souls, not worth it. Souls are crap. Souls are somehow not worth a penny. Yeah, Blue Monsoon, I think so, I think so. Just go down that path. You know what I'm saying? Like, similar. Even if it doesn't work, maybe we'll find something eventually. Because if you're playing this game, you're probably interested in other similar games. And what if something just jumps out at you and all of a sudden you start playing it? I might try it. And it's like it's not a rocket science strategy or anything, but it'd be so annoying if someone else started doing that too. That would be your sign. Even though you've already had a cajillion signs. Hopefully that'd be your last sign to be like, yeah, he's right. No, never buy Epic Vault Key or Vault Key from the merchant. Yeah, because like you're looking for gems out of those, so spending gems to get one is kind of like... Alright, the Angel, this is free. Either thing, what do I want? Ooh, Epic. That's an easy choice. Free Epic Vault Key right there. I count that too. I wouldn't be doing Angels and Merchants if I wasn't doing the Vault event, so that counts towards my Vault event. That's something I'm going to count in my final total, because I would not have gotten that Angel if I was not doing the Vault event. I'm not going to break it out and count it as something separate. I'm playing the game right now because it's the Vault event, so I got that Epic Vault Key from doing the Vault event, so it counts. We need freaking Baz, though. Come on. Blue Monsoon says, are the merchants worth it? Just know what you're going to do before you go in there. That's what I say. You don't want to be sitting there making a decision. If you're going to buy every single purple deed, then know that before he even offers it to you. The gold one is almost always worth it. There's only 2 or 3 things that is not worth buying with gold. And you'll probably know it when you see it. If it's souls or something, don't buy it. But even if you accidentally click souls, just to save yourself time, it's okay. I'd look at the gem offer like really quickly and already know in your head the 1 or 2 or 3 things that you're going to buy every single time you see it. And just buy the gold one. Hurry up and buy the gold one. Get out of there. Unless it's souls. But even that takes a second, so... Time is more precious than a little bit of gold for souls. But whenever I see the soul one, I pass. Alright, I don't think we got it. So we gotta keep going. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we still have 0. I can't run a gap, so I gotta keep going. Come on, Baz, where you at? We need a milk carton. We need to get a billboard. Have you seen this guy? He may have a brown verse. What is up? I got 2 in a row and neither one was Baz. I'll take Cindy though, because that's my second lowest, and it'd be nice to not have to also get hers. Alright, Demon, you just freaking skip. The faster you can skip it, the better. Same with Genie. Just freaking skip it. Faster you can do it, the better. Alright, we got a gnome. Don't sit there and stare at your loot. That's kind of like hitting a home run and staring at it. Next time you get up to bat, they're going to hit you in the head with the pitch. That's one way you could slow yourself down, by staring at your loot. I would just look at your totals. Anything that you're interested in, how much you're getting of. Just look at your totals and like look at it in between gaps or in between boss chests or something. Don't stare at your loot every single time. So many little tiny micro things you can do to make this faster. Just... DC, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Now we're definitely moving on that train, the hype train. Moving down the tracks. We are no longer just being the parking lot DJ of the train station. We are now moving down the tracks. Thank you, Conductor DC. Or what's the main guy on a train? I always forget. The engineer? The one that drives it? That's like one of those mistakes everybody makes. You think the conductor drives the train? It's actually the engineer. Unless some train guy knows better, I don't know. I'm not a train guy. I'm only a train guy on here. Who has a train set? And you have the little guys, and you got the grass. You have a big old piece of plywood in your basement. Somebody here probably has that. That is pretty cool. Then you got a train that goes around the tree, the Christmas tree. My, like, stepdad and his dad, they're, like, super into that kind of stuff. When we used to go over there for Christmas, he would have the train, like, going around the tree and all that. It's pretty cool. He said, howdy, Sinnycool and all you sinners, choir members, and lurkers alike. Glad to be with you all. In case you haven't already done so, please do finger the thumb. Appreciate your presence and consideration. Me too. Finger the thumb, y'all. Yeah, as far as the merchants go, they are worth it if you know what you just go into it knowing what you're going to buy. It's like going to the menu at a fast food restaurant. You already know what you're going to order. Don't be the person that looks at the menu for 20 minutes and you're just main character syndrome. That's this. I would rename the area I live in to Main Character Syndromeville. Everybody around here thinks they're the only person in the world. That's how I compare the merchant thing to a fast food restaurant. It's your turn. You should know what you want to buy, what you want to get, what you're gonna eat. It's not, you know, Taco Bell only has so much you can get. You got meat and cheese and sour cream, and you shouldn't need like 20 minutes at the sign. It's okay if you need a minute. It's all right if you need a minute or two. Sometimes we get different stuff, but you take longer than like 3 minutes, you're crazy and you're in main character syndrome. And you don't care about other people. There's a line behind you. Some people's rear view mirror does not work or something. I always know what I want before I get to the menu. I don't think I've ever asked for more time unless it's for other people in the car. Even when you're one back, you can pretty much, unless you know, I know people can't see very good, but we're talking about most people. You can see the sign when you're one back, so even if you need to look at it. There's like menus posted online. You could probably get a Taco Bell menu in Braille sent to your house. There's no excuse. There he is, Baz! Yay! Now I gotta make the decision, do I continue and get to the boss chest? Or do I just go? And I think I'm just gonna go, because there's no way I'm getting, like 76 myth stones in one gap. So I think I'm just gonna go with the gap. Let's change our team, which I have. I can just paste. Micro. PP. Let's lock it in. It might come out ahead, but it's always a loss. Yep, almost always a loss. Crimson says, have you ever got a Orb of Power from an Epic Vault Key? I think so. If it's possible, I definitely have. I've seen Orb of Power for sure. I've almost had everything you can get from everything. Except for a Horde Mimic Mythic. Trying to think of like something I've never got that's... I mean, you guys might be able to think of something, but the Horde Mimic Mythic is like the only thing I've never got. Like I've got a Sentinel before. I've got a Power Orb from a Chaos Orb. I've got a Power Orb from a Vault Key if it's possible. Like I've got pretty much every possible thing at least once. I get 900 gem drops. I've had that happen so many times now I forget. There's people out there that didn't see one of those until recently, and they've only got like 2 or 3 ever. I've got so many 900 gem drops that I can't even remember how many now. It's definitely getting up there towards 10 times. And look at my gem stack. It's still suffering, and I still can't have enough for everything. That's how crazy it is. It's too much to do for gems. Just your guild, like you don't even think about it, but just your guild event getting to the shiny keys costs more gems now. That's not, that has Epic Trials, Underspire, Dragon Knight. Then you got that too. There's more than even just 3 things. They've increased the amount of gems you have to spend on like everything. There's 4 or 5 different things you have to make choices between. And there's no way you can do all of them. no matter who you are, or else you'll run out of gems. It's crazy. That's why you got to do the vault super hard, because that's where you get the most gems. There's no other thing in the game where you can get more gems. Your tribute is very consistent and awesome, and if you could take your tribute every hour on the hour, it'll be great, but the only way you can actively farm gems is by doing the vault event, getting more vault keys, and hoping you get those big gem drops. Let's catch up in the chat before I run this gap. Mark says you should take up a new match 3 game and we will follow. That's what I'm hoping, or like at least a certain amount of people will watch, or at least some people will, or maybe I'll capture that community too. Like, I feel like it's a good strategy, and it may or may not work, but I think that's something I'm going to have to do next year. So I'm really taking a look at 2024 as maybe my last year on YouTube, because I just can't do it forever. It's not going up anymore, you know? Like, it is, but it's not, like, super exciting going up anymore. It's slowly going up, but you know, I was kind of hoping for one thing and kind of got something else out of it. So I really need to take a look in 2024 and just... It's a whole year, though. And if it goes good enough, we'll probably keep going, but... Like, for my own good, I need to make a decision if I'm going to keep going or not after that. I gotta figure something out. I gotta at least figure something out in 2024. Some different strategy that helps, and... If I don't at least figure something out, like, I should probably, for my own good, just stop. Maybe I post a video here and there on certain things I'm playing, but I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna. Gems of War takes so much time, especially nowadays. People are quitting because of how much time it takes. And when they send me a private message saying that they're not playing anymore, I say you're probably better off. It's just taking longer and longer and longer every day if you want to keep up. Then I got to make videos on top of that. It's not one in the same. I play the game to keep up so I can be able to make videos. And then I have to make videos which have extra teams that I'm never going to use. I go over the Soul Forge, which I don't need. Like, I go over stuff I don't need to do. I could live stream every day and just do what I need to do. Like, oh, I'm going to do my adventure board and my dungeon and my event and go after the thing I need and then be done with it. But that's not how I do this. I'm trying to help as many other people as I can. So every event I make like 3 teams. You think I need 3 teams? I only need 1. Every week I go over the Soul Forge. I need nothing out of the Soul Forge. So it takes even more than the time it takes y'all to play the game. It takes me even more because I gotta make videos too. And that's just like in 2024 I need to decide, is the juice worth the squeeze? Do I continue playing this game that takes so much time and then also doing YouTube on top of that, which also takes more time? I don't know, this game's crazy. It takes a lot of time. Blue says, cool, I was thinking that. I just wanted to run by a professional. Thank you. Yeah, I am literally a professional Gems of War player, by definition. There's only a few of us out there. But yeah, the merchants are worth it, but just know what you're going to buy or not buy before you go into the battle, so it takes less time. So I'm always buying this, so click, click, click. I'm always buying that, so click, click, click. The gold offer is almost always worth it, except for it's almost the opposite of the gem one. The gem one, you're going to have 2 or 3 things that you're going to buy every single time. And the gold one, you're going to have 2 or 3 things you're never going to buy. They're the opposite. So a lot of the time, you're going to click that gold offer and just go and just get it. But you look at the gem one first to make sure it's not one of those 2 or 3 things you're always going to buy. And if it's not one of those 2 or 3 things you're always going to buy, you almost always are going to hit yes on the gold side. Unless it's one of those 2 or 3 things that you're never going to buy. It's the opposite. So you'll find that on the gold side, you're never going to buy souls, you're never going to buy stinky treasure, and there's like probably one other thing, like a cursed runes or something, I don't know. But every other time it's worth it. Pet food and writs and whatever. Glory keys, event keys, whatever, it's worth it. Then on the other side, it's the opposite. There's 2 or 3 things that you will buy every time. You're going to buy this color deed, you're going to buy this thing and that thing, but everything else you're going to pass on. Just know that before you go into the merchant, that way you're able to decide faster. Because that can waste a lot of time while you're verse farming. You're sitting there looking at the merchant wondering if it's worth it or not. Alright, time to run a gap. Usually I will get the verse I need in between my gaps, but we did have to go twice as long this time. We got unlucky. And this might be the last thing I do today, y'all. I mean, we're 2 hours... I don't know. Maybe I'll go a little bit longer. We'll see what happens in the next, like, 30 minutes or so. Maybe 15. I gotta run this gap, and then... So we're gonna go at least 15 more minutes. Maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. I've been doing long live streams lately. It is an update week. Makes sense. Alright, let's catch all the way up in the chat now. We had DC. Thank you so much. Trey was first. Yeah, Trey ran out there. Then Sana. Then Chad. Then Anita. Then DC. DC told the engineer or the conductor to go. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Chicka chicka bow wow. What is it? Brown chicken, brown cow is what it is. Brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow. Darth Vader voice. Yoda voice. Sometimes we need change to help us grow. DC says it's okay, nothing to see here, folks. Sinnycool is just convincing the competition to quit and move on first. No need to panic. Yeah. Dude, I'd be so happy. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, you're playing the vault with me, Hiram Hawk. That's why I made that video. You guys haven't seen that video yet? I made a PvP Battlegrounds guide with 10 teams on it. No, I don't know. Has anybody else made the teams yet? They probably have, but I know like the one person that I would actually, follow their advice hasn't yet. Nobody that I would actually recommend has made the team video yet for PvP. I have. Something you could watch while you're grinding the vault this weekend. In this live stream, yeah. But once this is over, I got a PvP Battlegrounds guide with 10 teams on it that you could listen to. You don't even have to look at it while you grind the vault. That's what I was hoping when I put it out on Friday. Like, here's a companion piece for you for your vault event grind. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. It'll help you out next week or whatever. Alright, we need to go on a certain, like, 203. I'm always looking for stuff to watch or listen to while I'm doing the vault event. Especially when you're verse farming. You can almost, like, not even look at the screen. When you're doing a gap, you just look at the screen because you want to make sure you don't screw up. Because it's an expensive thing that you don't want to screw up. When you're verse farming, there's less, like... If you screw up, who cares? When you're verse farming. But so I watch... I'm always looking for stuff to watch. Especially when I'm verse farming. And that's what I was thinking, like... Did I forget to change my team? What happened? And it still works somehow. How'd that happen? Yeah, I'm wasting time. Don't do this. Don't do what I do. Don't forget to change your team before a gap. Now I'm wasting a lot of time. I'm going to miss out on like multiple battles here. Somehow that worked, though. Come on, dummy. Shoo! Probably just wasted like 5 battles. You gotta make up for it now. Ready? Good morning, Sir Michael. Doing a gap, I will definitely catch up or try to keep up. We'll see how fast I can go since I just wasted time. Preload it. Let go. Preload it. Let go. I love that I can just let go of buttons. So much better. Oh, you barely saw her. You barely saw her. Was that frame perfect? Ah, I missed it. Then I fuck it up because I'm talking crap. This probably doesn't make a huge difference. It's just fun to try. Oh! That's pretty good. That's about what you hope for. I just want to see, if I see that Sister Superior just flash for a millisecond, that's the best it can be. That's when I'm letting go, when I see her flash. Flash me her boobies. That's when I'm letting go, you know? You see that healthy woman, you let it go. Bang! See? There's other indicators. If you look at the troops, you could probably base it off of something, but I just wait till her picture pops. I just got a verse gnome. That's exciting. Wasn't the one I needed, though. Lurker mode. Thank you, Sir Michael. Appreciate it. That's good to see. That's never a bad thing. That just means you're thinking about me. It means you're trying to help. If you can't be here and you can't listen, or even if you can, or whatever, it still helps. Misty! You watched the PvP video last night. Thank you for that. I wrote all the teams down, but haven't tried it yet. I think it's overwhelming at first, because you think you're going to need a team for every single region, but you really don't. You can completely skip certain regions and you don't have to worry about Orc if you don't have Eye of Argus. Like, I screwed it up talking. Like, I avoid Stormheim, Giant, and Orc. I don't like those. Some people might feel differently. Maybe their Eye of Argus team is crazy good, so they always do Orc. Definitely feel like Stormheim and Giant's pretty Duke, though. And an Orc without Eye of Argus might be the worst, if you don't have any Eye of Argus. I think just the update comes. There's 10 different. You have to make 10 different teams, and you think you're gonna have to do them all, but you really don't have to. You're never gonna be forced into doing Orc. There's always a second option. And unrestricted, I thought that's where people were gonna be, but I hate it. I don't like unrestricted. That's like the noob spot. If you're doing unrestricted. Because you get the least marks. It's supposed to be like the noob spot. That's just like, oh, I love my team and I can never use another team. My team's the best. I must play unrestricted. So I can use my one team that one guy gave me a long time ago, and it's my favorite now, or I made it up myself, so I'm not using anything else. Centurigon Zulgoth, baby. You're in the new unrestricted noob area. Getting 10 silver marks instead of 20. I'd rather go out to the Divine and use that Arc Proxy Avenger, the Uber Doom Skulls. So much fun. Planet Killer. Too bad I can only find Gems of War channels in English. I have to constantly translate everything and don't understand enough. That sucks. Feel bad for you. Especially me. I'm probably the most hard one to understand. I don't know. What does worder translate to? Guess if you don't pronounce things correctly, then it's probably really bad. Somebody out there just laughed at that joke. Sister Superior is flashing me, and I'm letting it go. I've explained that a million times, but what else are you gonna do? So yeah, if you're on console, you don't put the troops in the same order as a person on PC. You can't just always copy what someone else is doing. You can if you're also on PlayStation and you're watching me, because I'm on the same platform as you. I'm using the same inputs as you. I'm using the same controller as you. You can literally copy what I'm doing. But if you're watching a PC or mobile person and you're on PlayStation, does it not make sense that maybe they're doing things slightly different because they're on a different platform with different inputs and a different, you know, the mouse, a whole mouse and a keyboard, and you got a controller, it's a little bit different? Well, that's why my troops are in this order. It's not for no reason. Confirm on PlayStation is X. Sister Superior is on X. I let go and it lets go. And bang, bang. I can't just point at it and click. It's not. It's like a FPS where you can just click their head and win. If you got the mouse, you can just click their head and win. I got a controller, so I gotta do stuff different. I gotta put them in a different order, so the right buttons are on the right thing. So confirm is on the right thing. And then I'm also thinking about if something survives. I got Dust Devil up top in case something survives. I can take yellow, brown, and green. You don't want to be trying to get up an Ironhawk if something survives. It's 25 mana instead of 10 or 6. It'll take way longer. Of course, it only happens every once in a while, but set yourself up, you know, the best way you can for everything that could happen. And you won't be surprised or slow down any. Do the same team. Good job, Planet Killer. Great job. Hopefully that translates. Dude, do you know there's... I watched this thing that HP Bomber guy or whatever the heck his name is. It's about plagiarism on YouTube. There are certain channels out there in different countries that will just literally steal your whole video and translate it. And they get millions of subscribers. Like, they'll not copy like Gems of War channels, because it's not worth it. But something like that has millions of views and millions of subs and stuff, they'll copy it. They'll just totally rip the whole video and like put it on YouTube Pakistan or something, you know? And they'll change it to that language. And they'll get millions of subscribers and millions of views until they get caught. Probably make a lot of money before they get caught, too. They just put their little watermark over it. They just make, like, very small changes. They use the same thumbnail and everything. I wish I could translate mine into more languages and stuff. It kind of... I've looked into it before. It's been a while. Because closed captions should work, but probably not on a live stream because it doesn't know what I'm going to say. But like on my pre-records, it might work. I'm not sure because I don't live in a different country and I don't have a different language, so I've never tried to watch my videos like that. There's definitely things you can do. You can take extra steps and do extra things to make sure that your videos go out to different countries, like, and have the captions and stuff. I think you used to have to, like, make a transcript of your commentary and upload it. I don't know if that's still the case, because I think they have predictive, like, stuff now. Might be able to do it easier. I need to look into it, because that'd be a great idea, too. Like, more countries watching. Different languages. That's probably the easiest thing I could do. That would help. And then the other thing I mentioned, and then, like, a face cam one day. I said when I got to 10K, you guys would force me to get a face cam, but it's just getting slower and less every month, so I don't know if we'll ever get there. Did I do that on purpose? I don't know. Back when I said it, I was hoping I would get there. I wasn't secretly thinking, I'll never get there, so I'll never have to do it. I was thinking, oh, I'll get there, but it'll be within, like, it'll be like in a year or two, and I'll be ready, and... You know how I feel about that. I don't think Gems of War is a game where you have to see the guy's face. Like, we're not getting surprised at stuff. It's not like a horror game. I know it's better though. Maybe one day. I don't have a green screen. I usually roll out of bed and make videos. It's just not my style, I guess. The concession was making my avatar my actual picture, so you can at least know what I look like, I guess. You're doing Gems of War headshots with the mouse. I know. Got it easy, man. No, I'm just kidding. It isn't, though. I think a controller might be the best way to play the Vault event, honestly. Or, like, a combo. I don't know if mouse is the fastest. The PC has the fastest loading bar. If you have, like, the best computer in the world, there's no way that you're having a longer loading bar than my PlayStation 4. Alright, Sana, we'll see you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I need my own chat show. Like, I swear, people say that all the time, but there's no proof in the pudding. Like, when I put out a video, I know I don't try very often, but these live streams, too. Obviously, it's a, some people like it and some people don't type of thing. If I actually was that good to where I need my own chat show, you would think more people would watch. I think it's more of a, like, some people love it and some people hate it. So, like, because believe, if we were getting 200 people watching every time, I'd probably consider it. I would go make a whole channel or a whole video series or a whole playlist. But it's not, though. Like, the proof is not in the pudding. And then I've also put out videos before, 1 or 2. It's not been that many. And it's not like they blew up or anything or got a ton of views. I didn't try super hard, but the motivation has to be there. It's just like, if you want to hear this, you got to come to the live streams. If you want the random snowball going down the hill rants or rambles, you can mention a topic, and then I can pretty much go on at least a ramble. Thoughts just pop in my head, and I just say them. I don't have like a filter usually. Of course I do, because I would. There's certain things I would never say, but 99% of the time, you're just hearing everything I'm thinking. That's in real life, too. I get in trouble so much. That's why I would prefer not talking. That's usually how it goes. Just the same way as you're going to either buy the merchant offer or not buy it, and you're going to know it going in. It's like with me in real life. Either I'm going to talk and say everything that I'm thinking, or I'm not going to talk at all. And most of the time I choose not talking at all, because I know better. I'm not going to just say everything I'm thinking to every person, because then I'll get in trouble. But, like my immediate family, I do, because, I don't know, I never think anything I wouldn't say. I'm not a weirdo. If you're thinking things that you wouldn't say out loud, you're probably a weirdo. I'm just saying. I'm not sitting here thinking of weird stuff that I wouldn't say out loud. Then that gets me into trouble, too, because I talk crap about people I don't like, and then people like that person, and then they don't like me anymore. Sister Superior says, "Come here, Sinnycool. You've been sinning too long. Kiss my boobies." Planet says, "Unfortunately, I'm not technically well-equipped to go online properly. The idea itself is there." Yeah, I need to do that. I need to look into that. Thank you, Planet Killer. If I'm smart after the stream, I'm going to go look into adding, like, closed caption subtitles for different countries, different languages. If I don't do that, it's my own fault. I need to look into it going forward more. I did before, but it's been a while, and I haven't looked at it in a while. So, could you imagine, like, all the countries that don't watch because it's in English, and if I could just figure out a way to translate to every language? That would open the door to so many more people watching. I'm sure it does a little bit. I think it like translates to Spanish and like German or something. I don't know, but like more, even more. I'm not sure though. I need to look into it. Do I know Eben Wald? Unfortunately, we have been relegated to Group 4 in the Guild War. No, I don't know what that is. Group 4. So you're bracket 4? Hey, we're pretty close. We're going to be in bracket 4, so if you're on PlayStation, we might be in the same bracket. What class am I using? I'm not using a class because I'm not using my hero. But, that for some people, that's a good question. Because you can get credit towards your class weapon, and you don't even have to use your hero. So if you don't have every class weapon in the game, there's no excuse. There's a vault event every month now. That's a perfect time to go get all those class weapons, and there's some really good ones out there. You got the Reflection of Good, for example, the Skeleton Key. There's so many. Essence of Evil. That's a really good Guild War PvP weapon. Go get them all. If you don't have them, there's no excuse. There's a vault event every single month, and you don't even have to use your hero. You just equip the class, and you get 250 victories. Which takes how long? Like, not even that long. You get 10 victories a minute. You can do that in a weekend. You can get at least... You can get a couple class weapons. You can at least get the good ones. I made a whole... There's a whole video on it. If you don't know which order to go in to get which class weapons first, I made a video. You can go watch it. And maybe I think it still holds up because we haven't really got any good class weapons, I don't think, recently. Like Volpakia, like Spirit Walker. That one's okay, but I don't know if it's like a top 5. And then what? Geomancer. I don't even remember the weapon for that. And now we're going to get Nightweaver soon. But yeah, like class weapon victory credit, you do not have to have your hero on your team. You just have to, like, it says Geomancer, but I'm not using my hero. But I would still get credit towards the Geomancer class weapon. I know for most of y'all that's not even a thing anymore. You already have all your class weapons. But somebody out there, some lurker, make sure you get all your class weapons during the vault event. Don't just use the same class over and over and over. That's a mistake you could make. If you're using Rowan and you're doing it on Explorer 1 and you're using the right team, don't be using like Titan on 100 the whole time. There's no point. You don't need like all that. There's nothing you need from that class to wipe in one shot with Rowan while you're doing the vault event. You don't have to have a certain class equipped to make that work. So always equip a class that you need experience for, or you need the class weapon, or you're just being wasteful. You could have Titan on 100 equipped the whole time and like waste all that time when you could have had Archmagus equipped and got the Reflection of Good, or you could have had Plague Lord equipped and got the Essence of Evil, or the Thief equipped and got Skeleton Key or something. So make sure you're doing that too. I don't talk about it too much because I already have all the class weapons and I'm not using Rowan, so I'm not really leveling classes. But if you're still doing that and you don't have 2 Ironhawks, get all the class. That should be your goal. That gives you another thing to do. It makes it less boring. You're achieving a goal every 250 victories now. And you can get some good weapons that you're going to use. It's exciting. It goes to your mailbox, by the way. Once you get 250 victories, it'll go to your mailbox. Go grab that weapon. Alright, what am I doing? I'm done with the gap. And let's grab this tribute. What time is it? 12:30 almost. Another 2.5 hour stream in the books. I keep forgetting to use my XP booster, though. That's one thing I'm making a mistake on. While I was farming those verses, I should have been running XP boosters. Alright, let's just take stock of the situation here. Catch up in the chat. Look at our stats. See where we're sitting. 168 vault keys. Man, I would love to be at 300 by the end of the day today, which is going to be kind of hard probably. I'm still it's because of this right here that I'm It's getting slowed down. Missing that brown verse. I should have did more yesterday, and I wish I had more brown verses. Cause I feel at my account level, and with how badly I need gems and everything, and how badly I need Dragonite right now, if I don't get at least 300 vault keys, I'm being an idiot. And I should probably try for more like 500. And right now we got 168, which, you know, I'm on track to get like 300, probably. Because every day it gets harder, right? The first day you get more pity keys, you have more gaps. The second day you get less pity keys, you have less gaps. By Sunday, you might be running out of gaps, and your pity keys, you're only getting like 1 or 2 per gap. So every day it gets harder. So if I got 150 vault keys on the first day, I'm probably not getting 150 on the second day, and I'm probably not getting 150 on the third day. It's just the pity keys and running out of gaps. Makes it harder as you go. Unless you're getting super lucky and getting so many verses you don't know what to do with them. But just the pity keys, even then, if you have plenty of gaps, just the pity keys is going to slow you down because you get less and less as you go. So the more I did on Friday would have been... Now I'm going to get less vault keys every day as we go, most likely. Blue says, Verse 4 is playing hard to get this vault event. Same here. Crimson says, I'm having trouble getting Verse 1. Don't forget to smack the like button, says Sana. No, Verse 1 is the green one. Cindy's red. Cindy's red, Baz is brown. Who's green again? There's Slash. Is it Slash? Yeah. Is that Slash? I think it's Slash. This is Gene Simmons, right? I think Slash is green. Cindy is red. Gene Simmons is blue. And Baz is brown. So I think you're missing Slash if you're missing green. Steven! How's it going, Steven? Anybody know if the PvP rewards will go to mail if not collected? Not something we're gonna know until, Monday, probably. I'm hoping they do, because you know that XP booster, we have to do that with those, like, make them go to your mail by not collecting it. You would think the same thing would happen with your, gold and soul boosters, but is anybody gonna be brave enough to let it go like that? I might try it. Just for the channel, just to let everybody know. I think that's something we're not going to know until Monday. I don't know if the devs actually said. And sometimes people have questions. That's why they suck a little bit. Like, they should be sitting there on the forum answering questions right now, but they're not. Very rarely. They might answer one question a day if there's a big enough of an uproar. They should be sitting there on the forum answering questions right now. They put an update out. There's probably a billion questions. Why would they not sit there and answer questions on the forum? It's like their freaking job. What are they doing? If you're the social media like dev or something and that's your job, I understand if you're like the developer who just creates the game and stuff and you're off on the weekend and you only work Monday through Friday. But if you're the one that's supposed to be on the forum answering questions and like Salty used to be or whoever, that's your freaking job, and they just put out an update, and people are asking questions just like that one. Will it go to our mail if we do not collect it? Most likely, yes. That's how everything else works in the game, but people want that confirmation. They want that fuzzy feeling. They want to know from the actual game maker, if I do not collect these rewards, will they go to my mail? They should be sitting there on the forum answering questions. They should go at least once a day. Like, it's your job. Go on the forum for like 30 minutes a day on the weekend and answer questions. If that was my job, I would do that. Why do they think they can just like have the whole weekend and do nothing when their only job is probably speaking to the community? I don't know, probably not their only job, but a part of their job is that. And we just had an update. And there's not always an update, so you don't always have to be working on the weekends. And I'm talking about like 30 minutes going on the forum and answering a few more questions than you do now. Not saying you need to work the whole weekend. You just put an update out. You put it out late. And now there's questions. And you put it out closer to the weekend, so answer the questions. What's your problem? They suck. Verse 4 is playing hide and seek with Anita. I know, me too. My guess, Steven, would be that yes, it'll go to your mail. Because where else is it going to go? I don't think it's just going to disappear. But I would be... It's like you're kind of nervous about it. Planet says... I always very rarely get the third verse. That's really annoying. Yeah, it's different for everybody. At one point it was Cindy for me. Now it's Baz. It'll change for you eventually, too. We see us in the game... Eben World on the 464 World chat. Oh, so that's your name, Elbenwald? Okay, in the game. Alright, Crimson, go kill some gnomes. I'm hoping everybody here is killing gnomes and you're just listening to my voice. Misty says, even though I have 2 Ironhawks, I still use Rowan because my Kingdom Power levels are getting blocked by classes not to 100. You know. That's not terrible. If that's your main goal in the game, that's cool. My main goal in the game is getting... I mean, not in the game, but my main goal during a vault event is to get vault keys. Because that's going to lead to gems. You know? The more gems you have, the more other stuff you can do that could probably advance your kingdom levels. I don't know that classes... Yeah, it's still not terrible, though. I used to recommend it. I used to say, hey, if you want to use Rowan and level your classes during a vault event, go for it. It's just like twice as slow, and you get half as many vault keys and stuff. And you can do that anytime you want, like when it's not a vault event. But it's not terrible. It gives you some other thing to do while you're farming vault keys, while you're... So I don't think it's bad. I don't recommend it, especially since you already have 2 Ironhawks. You should be trying for as many vault keys as you can get. Because that'll give you gems, and then those gems can turn into maybe deeds, which could then turn into kingdom levels and power, like, faster than getting a class to 100 will. But it's whatever. It's, like, not a big deal, and I don't blame you. I still have classes I need to get to 100, but I'm doing Ironhawk, so I'm doing the opposite. But I'm leveling my classes slowly to 100. I don't feel like I want every class at 100. I like having something to be... When I'm doing something boring, I want to have something else to be doing too. Like, so that's my classes. And then sometimes you don't need a class at 100 to get a kingdom level in power. Like, there's going to be something else you need. You're going to need to get to level 16 or 17 or whatever. You're going to need 2 mythics or 4 pets. Or So it's not the only thing holding you back. You got to make sure if I get this class to 100, I will get a stat. Or else you shouldn't be doing it first. You should do something else first. For some reason, people love to get all their classes to 100, but that's not going to, like, immediately... There's going to be other things that you have to do to also do to get that kingdom level in power. It's a good thing to get out of the way, but I like to leave it... I don't want it out of the way, really. I'm kind of slowly doing all the classes, so I feel better when I'm grinding for something. I'm leveling a class, too. But when I'm doing Vault Event, I'm going for Vault Keys the fastest way I can, which is Ironhawk. Versus the fastest way I can, which is Ironhawk. So if you're not getting a certain verse, if you're only getting so many vault keys, it's probably because you're using Rowan. But, you know, once you get all those classes to 100, it's going to feel good, though, because I know it does. But hey, Nightweaver's coming, even if you have all your classes to 100. They always do that. You can't get everything in the game. It doesn't matter. All classes to 100, well, they're going to put out another one. All Underworld to 500, well, or 2,500, they're going to put out another one. Gotta do that one. They're gonna put another one after that, another one after that. It's never gonna be done. So, I don't know. I concentrate more on vault keys, gems, verses, and stuff like that. So, but I've always said, like, if you want to run Rowan, go for it, because it's only like half as slow, or whatever. Freddy Slash is green. Livewire says, I asked a question about Adventure in Puzzle Quest 3, and Dev jumped in global chat and answered me. I know, I swear they're, like, more interested in Puzzle Quest. Like, they were hoping it would be better than Gems of War. That was always what they were hoping. And it never happened. Gems of War is their best game. If they were smart, they would concentrate on this game. But, for some reason, in a perfect world for them, Puzzle Quest 3 or whatever it is would be their best game with the most. They probably have the most like monetary things in it too. Alex, what's your question? Which mythic troops I can get with from Glory Chest? Right now you can get any, all of them. Well, not all of them, but a majority. If you open Glory Chests right now, like you can't get this one because that's a dragon egg mythic. But you can get this one, and this one. You can get this. You can get all of them, pretty much. There's, like, this you can't. Any of those dragons you can't. Like, this you can't. It's a Soul Forge mythic that you have to craft in the Soul Forge. There's only a couple here and there that you can't get with Glory Keys. You know? Think of this one, maybe. But all the good ones, pretty much, except for the dragons, you can get. Like, I think you can't do that guy, but most of them you can. Glory Keys just have a lower chance. They're awesome, though, because you get gems out of them and everything. I like Glory Keys, especially as a high in-game player that needs gems so bad. I barely ever open my... Look at my gem keys. I have 20,000 because I never open them. You can't get gems out of a gem chest. It's stupid. It's like called a gem chest, and it doesn't drop any gems. So whenever I have the choice... I'm opening these because they drop gems. But your chance is a 0.01% chance. But you can get any one. Unless it's a new mythic week. There is 1 week out of the month where you can only get one mythic out of this. But you got to know it's the first week of the month. So every month on the first week of the month, there's only one mythic that you can get. So just avoid that week if you're trying for other mythics. And I always say, like, if you watch my videos and there's a new mythic, I'll say, hey, it's the only one in the drop table right now, and it's for a whole week. So don't be opening keys right now if you're looking for other mythics. But yeah, it's a small chance, but it's cool, though. I mean, you can get gems here and stuff like that. I like that. 2.5% chance to get gems. Get around 20 per or up to 30. Sometimes it's in the teens, but for every time you open 200... No problem, Alex. Misty says, just the classes that are blocking my kingdoms, not everyone. I only have a few maxed. That's cool, man. Whatever floats your boat. I did that too, but that was before I got Ironhawk, so... And I think I did it also, like, when I had Ironhawk for a little bit. And just eventually I started realizing how many vault keys I was missing out on, and I started to... Everybody's in a different part of the game, you know? Everybody's in a different part of the game, and they want something different. Not all of us are going to play the game exactly the same. So, what Misty's doing right now is something that I did. You know, I did that too. But now I'm on to something else. But everybody's in a different part of the game. She's in that part of the game right now where she's doing that. I was there at one point too. We're not all at the same part of the game. We're not all after the same things. We don't all have the same priorities. We all have different accounts. We all have different stuff we need. So I can't say anything because I did that too. Even when I had Ironhawks, I think I did it for like one vault or something. I just can't recommend it for everybody. Because the best thing to do is to use Ironhawk, get the vault keys. The vault keys will lead to way more than a class at 100 will lead to. Doc Navy, what's up, dude? I always tell Efley to say what's up to you. Or I try to. I think I'm about to be out of here, though, but so hi-bye, but good to see ya. Livewire says, I see Mad Tyrion Shark in my brown PvP area. I think that's him. After 2 years of a break, Alex? Man, it's probably crazy looking at the game now after 2 years. So many different things. I always try to think, like, if I'm a beginner coming into this game, there's so much crap going on. I couldn't imagine. That's why I try to help as many people as I can, because I know it's confusing. And there's not much info out there. Like I said, the devs aren't on the forum just answering questions. There's no, like, guides they're making that are on the internet. You can't just go to GameFAQs or whatever and look up Gems of War, really. The best info you're going to get is from YouTube, almost, these days. Pretty much. That's how it's always been. For Gems of War, at least. If you're out there not watching YouTube and you're playing Gems of War, you're probably missing a lot of different things. You're probably kind of confused. You're probably trying to solo the game and not be in a guild or something, you know? You probably think putting a pet on your shoulder actually gives you only those stats and you have to put it on your shoulder. Because you never watched YouTube. You don't know things in the game that the devs never tell you that somebody else has to tell you. If you don't watch YouTube, then you don't know those things and you just assume, oh, I'll put this pet on my shoulder so I get these stats. Nope. It's every stat from your stable applies. You don't have to wear a certain pet. You know? There's so many things they don't tell you. And there's no, like, super big, awesome guide or anything. And there's no devs answering questions anywhere. The best thing to do is to watch YouTube. Crazy. It's like one of the only games ever. Usually you can just go to Game Facts or something, or look up a guide or a walkthrough if you're playing a different game. It's good for me, I guess. But yeah, taking 2 years off would be crazy. Anthony says, hi, Cinny. Gnomes don't like me. Oh, no. Well, hopefully you're doing the double Ironhawk, triple Ironhawk, Explorer 1 business, you know. Baz don't like me today, so I can say the same. You say green 7, red 0, blue 3. That's Cindy, I'm telling you. She hates her hair. We're all ready, we're all in the car, and she's still in the house hating her hair. I hate my hair. Misty says, you're probably right, I'll use my Ironhawks for Vault, just wanted your expert opinion. That's my advice, I know, I have to, like, gingerly give it, because I know it's a sore subject, and people love getting their classes to 100, but if you ask another, I don't know, some people are too nice, they won't tell you. I'm just trying to help. Doesn't matter to me if you get all your classes to 100, I want you to succeed and get more Vault keys. And whatever you do, either way, doesn't matter to me. But in my heart, I want to give the best advice I can so you do better. There's some people out there that are way too nice, or they have a bias or something. So you can't always trust everybody's advice, but I think I've been known to try to help people. And there's no reason for me to give you bad advice for any reason, really. I'm just trying to help. 0 Ironhawks, Anthony? Oh, man. Well, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. You're gonna use Rowan right now. You're gonna level those classes. See, that's the... Until you get Ironhawk, you should be doing that out the butt. So that way, once you get Ironhawks, you don't do it anymore. And you're in that period, and you're in that beginner, mid-game, before Ironhawk period of the game. That's when you level your classes to 100 and get all the class weapons and use Rowan on Vault Event and all that. Because once you get those 2 Ironhawks, say goodbye. Once you get Diamantina, say goodbye to Phoenicia, you know? Once you get Ironhawk, say goodbye to Rowan. It is what it is. Once you get the Lamborghini, say goodbye to the Civic. Do I have a video on how to get Ironhawk? Oh, I have a video on how to get Mythics, and it's pretty much the same thing. How to get Ironhawk. Let's look at them. I'll go over it right now for you. How to get Ironhawk. Ready? I'll do the video right now, but I do have a video called How to Get Mythics. And it's the same thing for every Mythic almost, except for the special ones that you get special ways. Where is he? There he is. Okay, how do you get Ironhawk? So, the only ways you're going to target Ironhawk, there's ways you can randomly get Ironhawk, which somebody will mention, but if you're not just randomly getting it, the way you target it is you save up event keys, and you wait for an Adana week, and you throw your event keys on an Adana week. You'll know what week it is if you watch my spoiler video, you watch my weekly preview, you can go to Terran's World and see what week it is. You can see what class event there is, whatever kingdom that class belongs to, that's what week it is, that's what kingdom's week it is. Whatever kingdom the class belongs to on Thursday. So when it's an Adana week, you can throw your event keys, and Ironhawk will be in that drop table. So you got to kind of wait. You know, there's different kingdom every week, and it should cycle through, and we should see every kingdom. It doesn't always work like that, but it should. You should see Adana eventually. I could probably look it up for you. Let me see. We have any Adana? I think we already had it this year, though, so it's probably going to be a while. So I don't see Adana on the max kingdom power list. But that's what you would do. You'd save up event keys. Don't throw them on anything else. Nothing. You never use one event key. Please don't. Save them all until it's an Adana week. If you don't have Ironhawk, if you don't have 2 Ironhawk, if you don't have 3 Ironhawk, you're not allowed to open event keys until you do. You save all of them. You don't get tempted by anything else. Then when it's an Adana week, you throw as many as it takes to get 2, 3 Ironhawks. And that's not the only way. That's a hard way, because event keys are annoying. They're hard to get. It takes forever for that kingdom to come around. You can save up diamonds, too. Save up diamonds. Do your dungeon every single day, no matter what. I don't care how frustrating it is. I don't care if you get traps every single time. Just use Queen Beatrix or something. You'll be fine. Do your dungeon every freaking day. Get diamonds. Do the vault event super hard. Get diamonds. It's good for that, too. I don't mention it often because I have every mythic in the game that I can craft, so I don't need diamonds. But that's a good way to get diamonds, is to play the vault event, to get vault keys. If you're worrying about anything else, but you want mythics, and you don't have all the mythics, and you don't have top 10 mythics, well, you could get more diamonds the more vault keys you get. So if you're playing the vault event properly, you can get way more diamonds. And then you can get mythics, and you can get top 10 mythics. But we're worrying about other things for some reason. Like, get the freaking vault keys. Best way you can get extra diamonds, the best way you can get mythics. Why are we worrying about other things? Vault keys, vault keys, vault keys. Versus, versus, versus. But play the dungeon every single day, no matter what. And, you know, there's dungeon offer too. You can get a little bit extra. On PlayStation, it doesn't cost real money, so I could buy a little bit here. If you're going all out, you would buy this too, but the best day to do it is on Sunday, because Sunday is Diamond Day. So there's extra diamonds in here on Sunday. Right now, it's the brown jewel day. It's not Diamond Day. You still get some diamonds, so you should do it every single day, but it's not extra diamonds because it's the brown jewel day. But you also get shards. Shards can turn into diamonds. The reason you're getting diamonds is to craft Ironhawk in the Soulforge when it finally comes around in the Soulforge. Soulforge is a pool. Every mythic goes into the pool. If you see the mythic in the Soulforge, it gets out of the pool. You will see every single mythic in the Soulforge eventually. They all cycle through. If you have enough diamonds to get Ironhawk, you will get Ironhawk. You just have to wait. So play your dungeon every single day. Buy the offer on Sunday. Play Vault Event super hard so you can get extra diamonds from your vault keys. And, you know, your shards can be turned into diamonds, but don't do it immediately. Wait until you're actually going to craft something, because they can also be turned into jewels, which can make weapons, and you don't want to miss out on rope dart or something like that. So never change your shards directly to diamonds until you're ready to actually do it. See how I have 725,732 shards? Well, that's just because there's no reason to turn them over to anything. People always want to make it straight into diamonds when you might run out of jewels, too. You could run out of jewels and miss out on a cool weapon. So keep them versatile. Don't do something you can't undo. Leave them as shards. But that's more another way to get diamonds, is to turn shards into diamonds. Which you can do like right here. But you can also do this, so don't do it. Because you might need these, too. Wait until you're ready, and then do it. But this is where you'd craft Ironhawk when you see it here. So we don't have it this week. We got Jotnar, we got Champion of Guard, we got Flame of Anu, we got Fairy Godmother. So one week you're going to see Ironhawk, and then you can craft it with 4,000 diamonds. So you need to set aside 4,000 diamonds, or 8,000 diamonds, or 12,000 diamonds, and craft Ironhawk when it finally pops up here. It's like a waiting game. It's a saving up, getting enough, and then waiting. Waiting for an Adana week, or waiting for Ironhawk to appear in the Soulforge. Both things will happen eventually. They are not RNG. They have to happen eventually. So it's just a waiting game and a saving up game. Other than that, you know, just randomly from chests. Like right now, you technically could get Ironhawk out of glory chests, gem chests, guild chests, and VIP chests. So if I still needed Ironhawk, I'd sit here and open these gem keys until I got Ironhawk, probably. You know, especially if I'm still missing a ton of mythics and a ton of legendaries and some epics and stuff. If you're not missing any epics and you have plenty of legendaries and you have a lot of mythics, That's the point where you should start saving your keys and not just opening them when you get them. Early game, mid game, you just open keys. Open, 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 except for event keys. When you get to late game, you want to save your keys so you can get the new mythics, because it's easier to get a new mythic when it's like the only one there. And you're not guessing. You're not opening a bunch of gem chests and getting the same mythics over and over and over and over and never getting a new one. You know? At some point, that's diminishing returns. You can't just sit there and open all your gem keys and all your glory keys for all time. At some point, you have to stop, because you have 70 out of 100 mythics. So sitting there and opening all your gem keys and all your glory keys, you're going to get so many repeats, it's not worth it anymore. It's diminishing returns. You might as well get those last 30 with diamonds or event keys. Or, you know, I don't know. But there's definitely a point in the game where it's diminishing returns, and you should not just keep opening all your keys. But if you're early game, mid game, you can go ahead, open all your gold keys, open all your gem keys, open all your glory keys. Unless it's the new mythic week and it's a crappy new mythic. And that's the first week of every month. It'll be the only one you can get out of gem keys, glory keys. So you don't want to be doing it on the first week of the month. Like right now is fine because it's the middle of the month. And then being in a good guild, that way you can get to chest level 6. That way you have a higher chance at mythics when you do open these. It has a 0.11% chance. That's the highest chance in the game to get a mythic randomly out of a chest. It's actually your guild chest on level 6. So being in a good guild is so helpful in so many different ways. And it also helps you get mythics. But yeah, that's the only ways you can really get Ironhawk. There's other like very random, super lucky RNG ways, like in certain events when it's an Adana restriction or something weird. But I don't even really mention it because you'd just be super lucky if that happened. That's like asking me how to make $1,000 a day and me saying, well, you could win a $1,000 scratcher every day. It's not like an actual way to do it. Mostly you're going to either get it through event keys during an Adana week, or you're going to get it through diamonds in the Soul Forge. If you get lucky, you'll get it randomly from glory keys or gem keys or guild chests. But the more mythics you have, the more legendaries you have, the less you should do that. The more mythics you need, the more legendaries you need, the longer you can just use all your keys, throw all your keys. But diminishing returns, the more mythics you get, the more legendaries you get, because you'll keep getting repeats. Doc Navy, thank you for gifting that membership. I do appreciate it so much. By this time, what are y'all? You're moving. You're moving. We're throwing coal into the fire. Misty says, I was in the army, I can take it straight. Hey, it's for, like, literally just trying to help you out. Nobody's saying you're doing anything wrong, I just want you to do better. Ruben says, hey, Cinny, what the hell is this new kingdom? It's called Midnight. It's like a mystic kingdom. It's, you know, we're gonna have a bunch of new troops, right? We got a new class called Night Weaver. It's a weird, like, Mystic Skull class. It's not that good, I don't think. We got a new faction called Nightmare Circus coming, eventually. And, yeah, it's not coming till next year, though. January 1st, I think. Like, right when 2024 hits is when the new kingdom hits. So we're going to see the Kingdom Pass. Got to do all that bull crap. You either got to buy it or not buy it. You got to, you know, Kingdom Pass. Remember that? We got to do that again. We'll have the class probably 50 times in 50 weeks. We'll have the faction a few times in a few weeks. Like, you know how it goes. If you've done Valpakia, then you know how a new kingdom will go. We'll just have different troops, a different class, a different faction, a bunch of new troops, another new banner, all the stuff that comes with the new kingdom. It's gonna be just like Valpakia, just, and that wasn't too long ago, right? I think it was this year. Yeah, thank you for your service, Misty. Anthony says, life is a pain when you craft 2 Ferrises, and only after that game drops you 4 Ferrises, or like Ferris Ra. I remember back in the day when I was wanting to craft a Ferris Ra. Nowadays, I look at Ferris Ra like not even a top 20. Doc says, congrats on the Army-Navy game, Misty. Lilin, 2K, no problem. Misty says, I don't watch football any longer. I got into the NHL and haven't looked back. Thanks for the thoughts. Dude, NHL's pretty cool. I've only been to one. It wasn't even a pro game. It was like a local team. But it was still like downtown in the stadium. Like, I don't know what they call that. I don't think they were pro, though. Still cool. I've been to a couple, I think. Chad's on his break. Misty says, verse 1, 2, 2 to 4, 3 to 20. You made the huge mistake late one Sunday night to craft all my Paloozas. I only had about an hour left. I played 9 Paloozas in a row, and they changed it the next week. Oh, no. You probably could have asked for some of those back. I think Tyrion did the same exact thing. And you put in a support ticket, and they will give you some of them back. They don't give you all of them. Oh, crap, I copied it. They don't give you all of them, but they'll give you some of them back. So if that ever happens, that can't happen again. But anyway, we shouldn't dwell on something that can't happen again, but that sucks. You aren't the only one, though. That's what I'm trying to say. Make you feel better. You're not the only one. I accidentally collected all my XP boosters. Brian says, got my... Oh, good job, Brian. I was going to go off on our... Hey, look, we got Baz on our first try. That's exactly the one I need. All right. Good luck, Brian. I've been there, man. Ruben says, that's awesome, Misty. You're welcome. Chad says, back to work. All right, man. We'll see you. Have a good day. Thank you for being here. And for the 2... Mechanic rant. Yeah, they suck. They always charge you way too much. My father-in-law yelled at me for going to, going somewhere on my own and, like, getting it done by myself. I was trying not to bug him. He's getting, like, older, and, like, he's trying to be retired and stuff. And I used to, like, always, every time something happened, I'd be like, yo, give me the pinky, not the leg, you know? But recently, I've just been taking it places, getting it done myself. That way I'm not bugging him and relying on a person that's retired and trying not to do as much. He, like, yelled at me for doing that, for wasting money, pretty much, because they always overcharge you. Once you have a person that can do it for you, you will see how much these places are overcharging you, like crazy amounts. Putting crap on your car you don't need, charging you like $100 an hour for labor, marking up the parts by like 1,000,000%. You might, even if you find a good place, they still screw you. It's just like, how much do you get screwed? You find the place that doesn't screw you as much as hard, you know? And I thought I found the place, but then he said, like, you still got really screwed. Like, well, I would call you, but first of all, I was trying not to bug you. Second of all, you're trying to be retired. Third of all, if I did call you, it wouldn't get done the same day. And, like, I only have one car right now. And I need it done, like, that day, because I can't be without a car. So that was the secret reason. Like, I wanted it done that day instead of waiting, like, a week. Just totally understandable. Like, a person's not going to always be ready to fix your car, but that was why I paid extra, so I can get it done right away. But I did get screwed, I will agree. Tyrion says it depends on where you are in the game to how high to prioritize Ferris Raw. Eventually it's useless, but the earlier you get it, it's so good. Man, Ferris Raw used to be a top 10, remember that? So, 4 years ago or something. Alright, so now I'm not doing a gap because I want to get to the boss chest. I'm too close. I don't want to waste time during a gap, so I might as well continue with this. Maybe try for another Baz for a little bit here. Ruben says, any idea when the Palooza is coming? Whenever you get 4 gnomes and can make one in the Soul Forge. If you're talking about me, I might do one more. We're at 3 hours right now, so it might never come. I did like 3 or 4 of them earlier in the video, though. Tyrion says, I crafted 108. If you submit a ticket when it happens, they would give half back as a one-time courtesy. Yeah. She probably would have wished... She wishes she knew that back then, you know? Sucks. So that's a situation there. I just know I'm going to buy that. The Cursed Runes was a bad deal. Tyrion says, of course, now the max you can craft at once is 4 and basically a non-issue. True. Brian says, I feel like I'm going to get all the gem dragons 6 times over for the exception of blue one, which will never drop for me. Yeah, it took me like 16 to 18 eggs to get all of them for the Diamantina one. Yeah, dude, that sucked, Tyrion. Livewire says I need a good mechanic to install the T-Swifty speakers on the roof of my monster truck. Hey, you know channel lore. It's always funny when somebody does that. Somebody else is like, what is he talking about? But me, I know what you're talking about. Brian says, totally understand. Every time I take my car in, is like grab your ankles and wait on the horse clock. Then they always give me the Mikey Mouse runner. Another lore. Deep lore for the Sinnycool channel. Mikey Mouse, baby. That was like the funniest thing that time. You guys always come up with the funniest stuff. You might think I'm alright at it. But for me, Clues the video game and Mikey Mouse cracked me up so hard. It's always something random and stupid that no one else would think is funny. It just hits me the right way, and I think it's hilarious. Yeah, Mark. Tyrion says you should have just run the 108 gaps, Tyrion. Yeah. Why'd you do that, wimp? Should have ran like 25 hours straight, stayed up all day and all night. Got a poop socket. You need to take the title from my live stream? Should have poop socked it. That's what we call it on, you know, WoW and EverQuest. You don't even go to the bathroom. You just sit there and play. You all know what that is. Brian says, good news is I got plenty of time to run my gnome this weekend since I won't be working. That's good. A lot of people out there. That's the other thing about them. You wish they would schedule things better, because some people do, like, take off work to play the Vault event. There was a Vault event where it was scheduled, people took off work, and then they moved it. That's happened like twice, hasn't it? As responsible adults, you look at the calendar, you ask your boss for time off, and then they just change it on you after you already asked for the time off. That's so selfish of the devs, right? You're just trying to be a responsible adult. And they're like the complete opposite of that. It's not all of them, I know. Some people will defend them. I'm not talking about every single one of them. There's somebody there, though. We all know it. Somebody there is in main character syndrome, super selfish, doesn't care about anybody except for money, dev, or boss. Oh no, it was mostly on the Monday, so you didn't even get the, run it during a Vault event. Yeah, that sucks. So that'd be a total waste of time. You pretty much threw those gaps in the trash at that point. I remember back when they first put gaps in, I was hoping it would work during, like, not during a Vault event, so you could make your own Vault event. I was just wishful thinking. Could you imagine if you could just make your own Vault event whenever you want? That's what I was hoping the Nomapaloozas would be. Unfortunately, if you don't run a gap during a Vault event, you get way less Vault keys and stuff. It sucks. It's worthless. Always run your Nomapaloozas during Vault events and nowhere else, or else you're wasting it bad. And same thing if you run it a gap for an epic trial. You know that epic trial is just going to come back around one day. You know you only need one pet and you can orbit, right? I would never gap a epic trial. That's like blowing up an ant with a freaking rocket launcher. You could have used that rocket launcher on something else that was actually useful. instead of blowing up an ant with it. Using a gap on an epic trial is like blowing up an ant with a rocket launcher. Alrighty. Should I run one more? I don't know. I think you guys... I think I will. Let's do one more gap. I don't know if I can hang in here much longer, because I just got a bunch of crap to do. I better Christmas shop. I better make a little money, work a little bit. I gotta do some adulting and stuff, but I might be able to do one more. Let's go. You guys rock. Alright, so... Where we at? Where we at? I always like to take stock. I like to waste time. We got 168. We got one verse. I got 587 Dragonite. I started with like 400, so I'm getting a little bit. Gold's getting up there. My gems are actually over 10k for once. That is very rare for me. They will go back down though once you know. What's coming up that's for gems? Oh, all the new stuff, like the new faction, the new class, just Dragonite. I'm probably gonna have to start buying stupid Dragonite again. I might wait though until I actually have multiple dragons instead of, you know, I'm probably gonna pick my shots with buying Dragonite. I'm not gonna just go hot and heavy right away. Glory's nice when you're a super in-game player. You can just open chests and get gems. Change it straight into gems. It's pretty cool. Anyway. PvP I'm totally ignoring because I'm playing the Vault event. But if you have questions, I can probably answer them. I got my team set this time? No. Let's not make that mistake again. Gotta be ready to go. Let's lock it in, make sure. Ruben says, I'm missing 86 mythics, and all of the ones that's worth crafting take months of continuous play to get sometimes. It gets frustrating, but I love the grind. Yeah, you'll get there, man. Remember, I'm totally free to play, and I have all of them, so it's completely possible. You will do it. When I say I have all of them, you know, I'm missing the new dragons. I'm missing Dread Captain Grimm. I'm not being super literal, but I have pretty much every single one I could craft. There was a point in time before they put out like the campaign that I had everything. Then they put out Sentinels, and there was a point in time where I only needed Dread Captain Grimm and like the Hanged Man. Then I got the Hanged Man, and then they put out Sentinels, and then they put out new dragons, and now you see what I mean? You're never gonna get everything. I would never. You're not gonna beat this game, basically. No one is. There's always something else they're gonna put in as soon as you get everything. You can declare that you beat the game for like one day, but then they add more stuff. And even the people I've seen declare that they beat the game, they don't have their max kingdom level and power. There's something they're missing still. They're just... That's their definition. Not mine. You're never going to see the credits. You're never going to see Thierry riding off into the sunset with Luther on a Harley FMV. Alrighty, so 309 would be what, 324? So, last gap, then I have to go. I'm sorry, but 3.5 hour live stream, baby. We gotta think about when we're gonna do our After Dark this month. It's probably a very tough month for everybody, including me, and like the timing of it is gonna suck no matter when I do it. Unless I did it right now, and I can't. It's almost been 1 year since you came back, Brian. Yeah, you catching up? You figuring stuff out? How long did it take? Like, you came back a year ago. Like, how many weeks or months did it take for you to get back into figuring everything out? There's always something. Trying to remember like the last couple things they added that you might like if a person came back right now and they were gone for like 2 years, they would be like, what is this PvP Battlegrounds crap? Beat the game for 1 day. That's the best you're gonna do. Maybe for there's probably somebody out there that beat the game for I guess you can't, though. Think about it. A Glory Shop troop every single week. You can beat this game for like 6 days, max. And then they put out another Glory Shop troop. And then you don't have everything. Depends what your definition is, I guess. I guess not every game is like collect every single thing in the game to beat it. But what else is there to do in Gems of War? It's not like there's a last level. The main thing, this game is a collect them all gotcha game. It's so the way you would beat it is by collecting them all. And what do they add every single week? A new troop. So for how long could you have this game beat, if that's the definition of beating it? Then 6 days? Max? And probably not even, because they would add like a bounty troop on the weekend, or a new faction troop on the weekend, or... So most of the max would be, I beat that game for 6 days, and then I didn't beat it anymore because they added a new troop. And the only way you could beat this game is by collecting everything, because there's no other definition. There's no. Uh-oh, I gotta hold on a second. See, it's hard for me to even run gaps. I had to go check on something for a second. Every time, like when I'm not streaming and I'm about to craft a Nomapalooza, I'm always like, dude, I hope nothing happens. Somebody's gonna knock, somebody's gonna call emergency. Somebody's gonna poop on the floor, you know. Something always happens. A giant man-eating tarantula will attack my family. You know how it goes. As soon as you craft that Nomapalooza, you got a giant man-eating tarantula situation you gotta go deal with. You got your Aunt Karen knocking on the door. You got your mom or your wifey calling with an emergency phone call. Somebody said something. I can't believe they said that to you. Oh my god, it was like an emergency. You didn't answer. Billy quit today. Billy quit today. Now, Savannah has to work extra hours. What does that have to do with me? Or you? Is that an emergency? It's okay, though. I'm just playing a game. But, it is a Nomapalooza. So, pretty important. I can't... Guys ever feel like that? You're about to run it. You know something's gonna happen. You're just hoping it. You're clenching your butt cheeks a little bit. Like, man, I hope nothing happens this time. The internet goes out. All right, later, Ruben. Yeah, I'm right behind you. I'm right behind you. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it too far today. I should have been out of here probably an hour ago. It's alright, though, because we're grinding the vault. I need to do this. I do need to do this. It's just that I need to do many other things, too. This is important to me. And I'll probably play more tonight while I'm falling asleep. But you know what's cool about streaming gaps is I won't fall asleep because I'm talking. And it's the middle of the day. But the cool thing about doing gaps off a stream is I'm a little bit faster, but I could fall asleep. I'm not the best grinder ever. You know, there's definitely people out there that are better than me at that. That is a skill. That is a video game skill, grinding. I'll never take it away from you. I'm not the best at that. I'm better at winning an arena or something. I'm better at something like that. Grinding is not my best thing. I'm like, okay. I just can't do it forever, like 10 hours a day and stuff like that. I just even if I'm watching something else, if I'm barely looking at the screen, like never been the biggest, baddest grinder. Gotta do, like, I play Everquest, I find a kill, I'll kill something, but then it'll be 20 minutes later, I'll have to kill something else, so I can do a bunch of crap in between. When you have to, like, stare at the, you're handcuffed. I feel like I'm handcuffed to the controller when I'm grinding Gems of War, and I can't get up and do anything else. If I'm grinding in EverQuest, I find places where I can get a kill and feel good about it, and then go do something else for 20 minutes. Come back, get that kill again. Call them dad camps or AFK camps. That's more my style. And it's weird because it's like the tortoise and the hare. I will chip away at it. I'll be very consistent. It'd be like playing autoplay. You know how you have to like click the button and then you can go walk away and let it do the auto? If you do that every time, all day, it adds up. You feel like it's slow. The tortoise and the hare, though. Like on EverQuest, I will get levels, like level up off of that kind of play. Because I'm very consistent, and I will come back every single time and get that kill every 20 minutes. But I'm able to do other things for 18 minutes or 15 minutes. Instead of staring at the screen and being handcuffed to the controller. That's more my style. I'm more of like I would put it on autoplay and walk away and come back and be consistent and hit the button every time I'm supposed to, but I can also walk away and do something else. It's more my style than sitting here handcuffed to the controller. There's people out there, though. They're really good at that. It's like anything. Like, if I sleep too much, I start to feel, I don't know, like a depressed or guilty or something. Like, I should be up doing something. I can't. It's kind of the same thing with this. If I play this for too long, where I'm handcuffed to the controller and I can't get up and do something, I start to feel a type of way. Like I need to be doing something else. Hey, I got Baz in the freaking Nomapalooza. That is awesome. That's like the best thing that can happen. Rolling Nomapaloozas. That never happens for me. That's awesome. You guys are good luck today. Does anybody out there feel this? Whenever it's time to click the down button, you did the 4 battles, you know. In between gaps, you just have to push confirm, confirm, confirm. Except for that one case where you have to push down when you're choosing your level, Explore 1 level, you know. Every single time, I'll take my other hand off the controller, and I'll be doing something else, and then that always pops up. You know what I mean? Like right now, I have both hands on the controller. I'm ready to go if it pops up. But as soon as I take one hand off and I do something else, don't even ask. I'll be looking for something on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like in between loading and... Like right there. That'll happen. I'll be looking for a new video on YouTube or something, and that'll happen when I have one hand off the controller. And then it's just sitting there for a couple seconds waiting for me to click down. Never fails. Sorry, perfect. No! I fucked. Oh, God. Stop it, dummy! Alright, let's see what I can do here. I need to play better. Lean forward. Hands up. Elbows on knees. At the Dragonite Gnome. Yellow and brown. Yellow and brown, where you at? Where's the next one? No, where you at? No, where you at? There. Cool. Get out of those battles as fast as you can. You could cost yourself a whole battle or two by farting around looking for colors. Be looking for that next match. Don't let him take the red. Oh man, now somebody's... I told y'all. Dogs barking. People knocking. It's getting into that time of the day where I'm going to get bugged a lot. Forget what time it's over. So like 24? I think it's 24. We got like 2 minutes left of this. Never fails, man. Even though I got to do a bunch today. I went 3 hours. I shouldn't be complaining. I'm ready to eat something too. I don't even know what I got though. I think chili? You guys like chili? Another Gnomapalooza, or another Dragonite Gnome, so yellow and brown. Oh, where you at? Where you at? No, no. Set yourself up for the next time. There we go. Of course it had to cascade. Alright, get out of here. If I was, I might start, you know, at the end of Gnomapaloozas where you... If you get a Dragonite Gnome, you wait and you get the full drop. I might have to start doing that again. I forgot. I used to do that because I needed Diamantina. Now I need Stellarix and plenty of other Dragonite dragons. I might have to start doing that again. I stopped doing that strategy when I got Diamantina. So I'm kind of in the habit of not doing it the past couple of Vault events. But that is definitely a strategy. You know exactly when your Gnomapalooza is going to end. And if you see a Dragonite Gnome in that last minute, that last 2 minutes, depends how badly you want that Dragonite. Because if you don't wait, you're getting like 5 Dragonite. But if there's only like a minute left, and you have a Dragonite Gnome up, and you wait until the end of the Gnomapalooza, and then you kill the Dragonite Gnome, you're going to get like 50 or 60. Makes a big difference. You do miss out on some vault keys like that. But it depends like how badly you want that Dragonite. I've always like went back and forth on whether it's worth it or not for me. Do I sit there and waste a minute or 2 or 3 of a Gnomapalooza just for one Dragonite Gnome that's going to give me maybe only 30, maybe only 20 something? It's always been I'm sitting on the fence. I'm not sure. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It's kind of like the later it appears in the Gnomapalooza, the more likely I am to wait for it. If I still got 3 minutes left and I see a Dragonite Gnome, I'm less likely to waste 3 whole minutes of a gap. But if he appears in the last minute, I'm more likely to wait and get that extra Dragonite. That's where I'm at right now anyway. I'm not going to wait 4 minutes. Yeah. Probably not going to wait 3 minutes. If there's less than 2 minutes left, though, maybe. And if there's less than 1 minute, probably. That type of stuff. I stopped doing that because I had Diamantina. It was so nice to not have to worry about it. Now I'm back to having to maybe worry about it. But I just thought of it now. Halfway through the Vault weekend, I just thought of doing that. Waiting. It's weird because the reason they did that was when they first put out the Nomapalooza and we were just getting way too much loot. They had to nerf it. They put a limiter on it. The NASCAR cars were driving too fast. They put a limiter on them. Same with the Nomapalooza. We were getting way too much loot. We were rolling over gaps. We were just playing gaps all day and all night, getting tons of loot. They had to put a limiter on it. So now, like, a Dragonite Gnome that you kill during a gap only gives you, like, 5 Dragonite instead of 50. A Glory Gnome will only give you, whatever, a 200 instead of 2,000 or something. Because you're killing them way too fast. But the Vault Keys are not nerfed, so that's why you don't slow down and, like, the weird stuff people were doing at first where they were slowing down or making the battles harder and crap. Because you still get the same amount of Vault Keys. They didn't nerf that. And that's the main goal. So but at the end of a gap, if you wait, and you wait till the music's over, and you wait till the gap is over, it'll revert back to the full drop of loot. So there's a strategy where you have like a Dragonite Gnome in the last minute where you just don't even kill them. You just wait till the music ends. Then you kill them, and you get the full drop. So in that last minute, you're only going to see that one Dragonite Gnome. You're not going to see like 5 or 6 Dragonite Gnomes. So instead of getting 5 Dragonite, you get 50. You see what I mean? Or let's say you end on 4, you got 4 Glory Gnomes up, and you got 20 seconds left of your gap. That would be a good time to just let it run out with the 4 Glory Gnomes on the board. Because that's a really good one to have. Glory's awesome. You can change it into any other resource. You'd rather have the full drop of Glory than like the full drop of a Jewel Gnome or a Mech Gnome or something crappy. What the other gnome? The Shard Gnome or the hell it is. The Daemon Gnome. That's a crappy one too. So you don't want to like finish a gap on a Daemon, a Mech, and a Jewel Gnome. Those are crap. You'd rather finish a gap on Glory Gnomes or Treasure Gnomes or Dragonite Gnomes if you can help it. But don't waste too much time. You gotta you still want Vault Keys mainly. But if it's the last 20 seconds and you have a decision to make and you have a really good lineup of gnomes there, you might want to wait. You're only going to miss out on a couple battles. If you see a Dragonite Gnome in the last minute and you're really wanting those dragons, you might wait and get the full drop of Dragonite. Instead of 5, you get 50. But you might miss out on 1 or 2 Vault Keys, but it's what you're trading. Alright, y'all, I better go for real now. If Tyrion had a nickel for every time he beat the game, he'd have a lot of nickels over 8 years. Brian says about 2 or 3 weeks, but I also found your channel, which helped out 100%. The game had 0 explanations, exactly. Hey, if you could go back to when you quit and just watch all the videos up until now, until present time, and that would catch you up. It would take a while to watch them all, but it would catch you up a little bit. Maybe just watch the weekly previews or something. A person could, if they took a break for 1 year, they could go back to the point in time where they took their break. They could watch all my weekly previews. I know it would take forever, but it's something you could do to catch back up. Since coming back, finding the sinners, I've gotten my Ironhawks, Iron Gut, and Zul'Goth. Dude, I love to hear those kind of stories. It's like testimonials from the... Yeah. I love when that happens, because other people watching will know, like, I'm legit, because somebody followed my advice, and they got all the stuff that they want, too. So maybe they'll follow my advice. Yeah. It's like a testimonial. I love it. It's a Nomapalooza. These things don't grow on trees. Thing I hate about gaps, it's mindless. Push the win button and fall asleep watching loading screens. Exactly. Chanita says you can always message in guild chat tonight. I'm sure the usual suspects will be on chit-chatting. Are you guys going to keep me awake? Misty says grinding is boring and I have troubles bringing myself to do it for very long. I know I need to get certain things, but I know, I feel you. I didn't know that was for Dragonite Gnomes too. I only knew about the curse. It's for all Gnomes. All Gnomes. All of them. Some are just better than others. If you see Glory, a full lineup of Glory Gnomes, and you got 20 seconds left, just let that run out. You'll get way more loot than if you fight the next battle and you get like a Daemon Gnome, a Mech Gnome, and you have chances at Vault Keys though for every single Gnome. So it's like you're saying, okay, I'm trading maybe a Vault Key for more Dragonite, or you're back. What are VPs? VP is like the new way to track your progress in PvP. So we used to have like you go up to tier 1, you get the PvP points. Now you get VP. It's victory points, I guess. Isn't that what they are? Just a way to track how good you're doing in PvP. A way to compare, see who's doing more. The harder the battles are, the more VP you get, but the easier they are, the more likely you are to win and never lose. And that'll be a thing in the future, because right now most people are it's just random weird accounts with random weird teams and no hero. Shua Valentica. I just wanted to say I found your stream back when I was level 500. Now I'm 1216, one blue orb away from my first Zulga. 350k souls from getting Dusk. Got the tower all because of your guides. Yeah, testimonials, baby. I love it. That's good. That's good for you and me. You got all that stuff, and I get to have a testimonial, and I get to feel good about helping you. But great job. That's all you. That's all you. No problem. Anytime. You guys know, Discord, comments. I'm always here to answer any questions. If you are embarrassed to ask a question, go to Discord and send me a private message. If you aren't embarrassed, ask any question, because it might help other people. We saw that today on this stream. You can ask a question that 99% of the people know, but there might be a lurker that also doesn't know that answer, and now they know, and you just helped a person and didn't even know it. You helped me help a person. So that you're helping somebody by asking that question. You don't even know it. You saw a chick who looked like Queen Grapplepot yesterday? I see a lot of ogresses out there, you know? A lot of ogress. Alright, y'all, I better get out of here. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your ghetto about the channel, comment below, and I'll see y'all next time. Thank you for joining me, Misty, Dervicious, Brian, Mark, Tyrion Shark, Live Wire, Shua, Velanika, Ruben, Misty, Brian, Shanita. Got DC United. Tyrion, Misty, Brian, DC. Ruben, Anita, Doc Navy was here today. Efley was here today. Chad the Clip Bomb was here today. Lilin 2K was here today. Anthony was here. We had Doc. We had Anthony. We had Alex. Alex was here. Crimson Fury was here. Planet Killa was here. Steven was here today. Thank you so much. Blue Monsoon. Jim Hambrick was here today. Sir Michael was a lurkin. Hiram Hawk was here. Really good to see you, Hiram Hawk. We got DC, we got Jim, we got Live Wire, we got Frank. Frank Amison was here today. Trying to find names I haven't said yet. We had Kevin. Kevin was here. Solitary Mind was here. He was kind of like a little pessimistic, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't even know if that was actually him. You know what I mean? I got like a weird feeling that somebody was like posting on his account. You know what I'm saying? He's not usually like that, and I've seen him in other streams before, Solitary. And it's kind of strange, but hey, either way, I still love you. Rain Man was here. Rain Man, my switcheroo. Cookie Man, also. We got Rain Man and Cookie Man. If a cookie was in the rain, would you still eat it, Cookie Man? Chad, Sauna was here. Tommy was here. Simba the Great was here. And that's as far as I can go back. It won't let me go further. Looks like Cookie Man, Masked, Bishop, and Sana might have been first, or else that's just only as far as I can go back. Fan funding, special shout out to the people helping me keep those doors on and those lights open and buy underwear, because I know the holy underwear, it lasts for so long, and then there's nothing there. It's just a huge hole, and everything's hanging out, and it just doesn't, I still wear it, so why do I do that? Why would I wear underwear with like a gigantic hole and everything hanging down out of it? Like, at some point you gotta buy a pack of undies, and I do appreciate you guys helping me buy my underpants. We had Trey with the gifted. Ran out there, rag in his back pocket, butt crack showing. Sana said, hey, I'm gonna help out, I'm gonna grab that rag, I'm gonna pull your pants up, we're gonna figure this out. Chad says, I know what to do. You move this lever, you wipe this down, you fill this up, you do this, and it starts right up. Thank you, Chad, for the 2. Anita with the gifted. Got that Taylor Swift a bumpin'. Parking lot DJ, revving the engine, annoying the neighbors. Thank you so much. DC said it's time to go. Everybody jump on. I'm taking tickets. Let's go. Let's get moving. We got to get out of here. The Doc Navy said, let's keep it going. Let's go for 3 hours and 36 minutes, baby. And I said, okay. And I'm going to go back to the bottom in case anybody said anything. But yeah, like I said, comments, Discord, I'm here for you if you need anything. Just leave me anything, really. If you guys are having trouble, IRL, if you need somebody to talk to, don't be afraid to reach out. I'm not the best at that kind of stuff, but I can be somebody for you, you know? Go on to the bottom. Any question that starts on an epic rant, yeah. That's helpful for me. It passes the time. Some people like it. Remember, I'm a channel that people love or they hate. So, I don't care, though. If you hate me, get the heck out of here. That's fine. If you love me, you'll be here every time. The more people that come around that love me, the better. I don't even care if I get the most views or whatever. I would rather have, like, a tight-knit choir of people that love me than like a bunch of people, casual people that barely even care watching. Oh, DC said, glad to be with you, Cindy Man, and all you Center Squire members and lurkers too. Awesome hang as always. Be well, be excellent, stay safe out there, everyone. Show says, oh, I do have one question. There's a sword that has an ability called Mass Curing. It's weak, but what do you think about it? I've never heard about that weapon. Mass Curing? It sounds like something I wouldn't use, because you really want... In a weapon, you kind of want mana generation, or you want a lot of damage, or like an extra turn or something. Healing yourself is almost never the way to go in Gems of War. You want to kill the enemy before they... Offense is the best defense. Don't think about defense too much. Your best defense is like looping them to death so they never get a turn, or dealing so much damage that they're just dead. Like, offense is the best defense in this game, so a weapon that would cure your whole team, or... like heal your whole team or something would not be too good. You'd want damage or mana generation or something like that, or the correct storm or an entangle or an extra turn. Never really thinking about defense or healing or anything like that. Misty says thank you to Doc. John says I'm doing good. Or, you hope I'm doing good. I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I'm here. I'm alive. I made it. I'm still here. That's the game of life. Just still being here. Tyrion says, to show how much you can do in a year, Crimson Fury has played for 3+ years, and my alt is higher level and has more troops. You know exactly what to do. People say that to me, though, too. I can't say that, too. Yeah. You know, I would probably not use a mass cure weapon, Shua. I would use, if you're talking about cleanse, I would go with Queen Beatrix or the Wand of Stars. If you're talking about the Wand of Stars, that is a good one. That's because it mana generates, it has a chance to get extra turn. It has bless all allies, curse all enemies. So that's a good one if that's what you mean. That is good. Biker Lemon, hi bye. I do have a Discord. They usually post it for me because I'm terrible at that, but Chad or Sana might have posted it up higher. Yeah, right there. Chad did. Here, I'll pin his comment. Ready? I don't think I can. Oh, yes I can. Alright, I just pinned it. Chad was nice enough to post the Discord link, and I just pinned Chad's comment. So if you want to join the Discord, go click the pin comment. I'll give you time right now to do it so the stream doesn't end right away. I'll give you a good 15 seconds to click that link if you want to join the Discord. Otherwise, I got to go. Yeah, I don't think that's a good weapon, though, Shua. Probably not, unless it's the Wand of Stars. Remember, offense your best defense. If your weapon's not mana generating or dealing damage, it's probably not good. Alright, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Discord link at the top. Thank you so much. Got spoilers tomorrow. We're back on those early team videos on Monday. I'll have the Epic Trials and the weekly preview later that day. Tuesday, we'll have the faction event / Underspire teams. Maybe I'll do some sort of PvP battleground video or something. It's probably going to have to wait till Tuesday, but I'll try. Or it'll be in the weekly preview. I don't know. We got to figure out how we're going to do that new thing. But I do have a video out right now going over the PvP Battlegrounds guide. It tells you like what you should be looking for, how you should be playing it, and then also teams, a team for each region. No matter what, if you don't have one of the teams, you will have the other one, and you don't need a team for every single region. So I'm pretty confident most people can find something to use on that video, and probably multiple teams, and that's all you need. Remember, you don't have to play every single region. You can totally say, I'm never playing this one region, and you will be fine, because there's always 2 options. So if it's stuck on that one region you don't like, it's going to be on a different one too. So I have teams, 10 teams, and you can find something out of that video that will be helpful to you. Even if you can only use 1 or 2 of the teams, that'll still be helpful, because you can run those 2 regions whenever you see them. And then there's all the other advice on there about marks and what you should be doing and what you should be buying and everything else. So go watch that video right now. I would really appreciate it. PvP Battlegrounds Guide / 10 teams. And I'll see y'all next time. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. Peace out.